الفاينل امره غير وكرون امره غير يا عيني يا عيني يا عيني يا عيني
فعلا يقع من تشيكن دنر مزار بيحاول ياخذ الفرصه هنا على ثور يا ولد يا مزار الرخ يغادر المباراه وايضا 4v1 بالنسبه لتيم ذا وورد اوف باتل.
What's up, guys? Welcome. It is time for day number 1 right here in the lovely PMPL Africa Fall 2023 split. Of course, we are ready to get into the action, ready to see what all our teams are going to be bringing through. But of course, before we get you even close to any of the action here, we are going to be taking a look at quite a few things, right? To prep ourselves to get a bit of understanding of what we are about to see come through from our teams. But of course, so good to have all of you here. We've already wrapped up Arabia. Now we're getting into Africa. And as we know, these two the regions are going to be competing against each other once we make it over into the MEA Championship. Now, coming from Arabia, we had 10 slots available for that championship. Of course, coming into this event, into PMPL Africa, we've got only 6 slots available, right? So the teams are going to have to fight their way through, right? Fight us through league stage, of course, which we're going to be having 3 weeks. And then only then we are going to be making our way into the finals to see who will be the victors, who will be the ones to walk away with that title, to walk away with that prize. And there's going to be so much to play for. Of course, as we know, this is going to be the start, right? We'll be having a few returning names, a few new names also coming in. Not necessarily new players, but new names for sure, and we'll take a look at that as well. Of course, we've seen quite a few of these teams performing quite well when it came through the PMRC, so there's so much that has come through here. And of course, while you're in the chat, right, let me know who you are here to support. I see a shout out there for Virtual Gaming Squad. I see one coming through for Mo Esports as well as Black Hand. So if you're here to support your favorite team, give them a shout out. Let me know who you are here to support. Of course, the shout out going out to Mr. Crowns in the chat as well. Yeah. Well, unfortunately for this one, it's going to be just me. Right, so you're going to sit here staring at my lovely face for the next few weeks. But in the meanwhile, let's jump into a bit of a preview, right? To give you a bit of an idea as to how exactly this season is going to unfold.
سنبدأ بمرحلة الدوري التي تستمر على مدار 3 أسابيع، حيث يتضمن كل يوم من الأسبوع 5 مباريات. و20 فريق يتم تقسيمهم إلى 5 مجموعات وكل 4 مجموعات.
So I'll translate some of this for you. We are going to be playing through 3 weeks of action, moving into 5 days of gameplay. No more super weekends. It is just straight up gameplay all the way across. So for today, we are going to be playing on a little bit of that Erangel, Miramar, Sanhok, Erangel, and back onto Miramar yet again. Of course, as we know, the bonus point distribution is going to be on there, but moving into the last match, all the way at the end of the phase, at the end of the week, the top 12 teams are going to be making it into that lovely LUKH. Of course, the top 16 teams, after all 3 phases, are going to be finding their way up into that lovely final. And there they can play for those slots to make it through into the MEA Championship. There's going to be 3 weeks. Of course, we are going to be rotating up that map rotation as we go on through as well. So they are going to be playing the finals, consisting of 3 days, 18 matches. The winner chicken dinner is also going to be worth an award there, I believe it is. There's so many prizes up for grabs. But the top 6 teams, as we know, are going to be presented with that opportunity, with the slot to represent the Africa region in the upcoming MEA Championship. So there we have it. There we've got it. A beautiful explanation, a rough translation, of course. But that is the way it is. So excited to see what our respective teams are going to be bringing on through as we are closing in on our very first match here of the day. And as we've seen already, it is going to be heading straight over into Erangel. Now we are going to be taking a look at those teams as well to give us a bit of an idea as to what to expect moving forward, how it's all going to unfold, how it's all going to unravel These teams are going to be working their way through all the insane, sweaty action. Of course, as we know, right, the teams are divided up in groups. So we've got 5 groups that are going to be stepping in. Each match, one of the groups are going to be sitting the first, that will sit that match out, obviously, right? So for the first one, it's going to be the participants in Group E. I'm pretty sure we are going to be taking a look at the Group E and all the other teams, exactly where they're slotted, to give us a good representation, a good idea as to what is exactly is going to be coming through. But, yeah, this is that breakdown yet again, just in case you missed it. So we have our teams playing through. No super weekends. All 20 teams are going to be cycling through the 5 matches of the day for the first 3 phases. The top 16 are going to be making it into the finals. Once they get into the finals, we are going to be playing 3 days of pretty sweaty PUBG. And only 6 teams will be awarded those slots. Seemed like a A+ translation. I'll take it, Grounds. I'll take it. I mean, I'm not quite sure if it was exactly on point, but you know what? That is me just winging it. But it's good to see we've got Crowns coming through with a shout out there for Hand, Black Hand. We also have Clear Vision. We've got RUKH with a shout out as well. Just trying to see everything that we've got in the chat. JDE. All right, we'll take that. We'll take that. But as we know, Black Hand for the win. I think this season is going to be quite interesting to see how these teams are going to be looking to push their way through the season. Because if you remember, last season, Black Hand, they made it all the way up into 7th place, all the way in those finals. So there is going to be quite a lot to play for here. I mean, coming through the league stage, right? Black Hand finished all the way in 4th place. They came through with those 6 winner chicken dinners to their name. We did see GREEDYFORKILLS coming through with 10 winner chicken dinners. Triple Esports also picking up those 10 eliminations, or 10 winner chicken dinners, rather. Probably have to say the right things. But as we know, and as I've already mentioned, right, we do have a few changes coming through with regards to a few team names. But still, from pretty much from what we can see, it's still going to be a pretty consistent flow, right? We've had a few swaps come in as well. So Titan Gaming obviously not playing in the Africa region anymore. They've now moved over on towards that Europe side. But based on what we've had, right, it's going to be down to how these teams are going to be trying to secure those points. And we'll get back to the teams in a short, brief moment. In the meanwhile, as we know, right, placement here is worth lovely points. 10 points going for first, and then it trickles all the way down to that 7th and 8th place, which is worth only 1 placement point. And of course, as you get into 6th to 9th, or 9th to 16th, 6th to 19th, sure, because there's 19 teams stepping out on the battlefield, they are going to be walking away with nothing other than the potential elimination points that they are going to be able to find, right? And that is where a lot of the pressure builds, because the more aggressive a team is able to be, well, the bigger chance they stand not only to find themselves more points, but there's also a great opportunity to just secure themselves a very decent and consistent finish. Right, as we know, consistency gets rewarded at the end of the day as teams are going to continue to push for that. And we've seen a good trend come through. We've seen that be pretty prevalent in pretty much all the PMPLs, right? The more consistent the team is capable of being, the better they perform at the end of the day. So the heat's going to be on, right? So with Titan Gaming not here anymore, I think we're going to have a few new potential contenders stepping up, right? So we could potentially have RUKH Esports, Black Hand, definitely going to be in the contention to get themselves secured into that top slot, at least for league stage. And then moving into finals, I mean, I don't quite know what's going to be happening there, right? There's going to be so much that's going to be coming in here. FALCONS will be the champs, is Knowledge City, right? This, of course, is going to be the players from Falcon White. So it's good to see Falcon being present in both the Arabia region and the Africa region, especially seeing that it's so close together, right? It makes sense. It makes sense. Of course, we were talking about the bonus points a little bit earlier, right? So the teams at the end of the phase that finish up in pole position, they are going to be awarded 20 bonus points. And the team that finishes in the bottom position are going to be walking away with only 1 bonus point, right? So the biggest bonus point distribution that we had come through in the spring season was 79 points, right? Titan Gaming missing out on only the first week. So only that first week, that first opportunity where they placed second instead of first. Now I'm gonna be looking to see who's gonna be those contenders stepping up, looking to claim those top slots, because as we know, they're also playing for their share of the prize pool. It's gonna be a lovely $60,000. Now for league stage, everyone gets exactly the same share, right? $1,300, regardless of where they place. But once they make it into the finals, that's where they get the opportunity to add even more to that loot, right? So finishing up in pole position, they add an additional $5,500 on top of that. So there's quite a bit to play for here. I want to see what these teams are going to be doing. Yeah, Jahad, I can't say the part that you said out loud. But we'll just read it. We'll just read it and laugh, and that's it, right? As long as it stays in the chat, it's not going to come out of my mouth. Then everything is good. Everything is great. But seeing that we are now drawing ourselves even closer to that first match of the day, I think it's about time that we see exactly who our teams are. So you can see all the way over in Group A, we've got the players there from RUKH. We've got Jack Digger Esports, as well as 77K. We got the Vampires. Then, of course, we got Special. We got Mo, World of Battle, and so on. But a few new names here is... So Jack Digger, definitely a new name. 77K is new. Special Esports is a new name, as well as PLUSEIGHTEEN. Then, of course, XENON. I mean, it might be a new name, but it's still the same team as we had before, right? That, of course, being the former Cryptics. Then as we look at the position here, we've got Smash Team joining us back again. We got Castle Black also then coming on through. We've got the players then from Superpower Africa also being a new team, a new name at least, that are going to be represented here. And, of course, we've got Clear Vision, right? We've got a few similar names. There are a few similarities, right? Last season, we had the players also then come through from Vision. As we already mentioned, this is going to be a map lineup for the day. For day one, every day one is going to be this, right? For the first 3 phases. It's going to be Erangel, Miramar, Sanhok, and then we close up that sandwich, just rotating all the way back out yet again. 60k only. No, it's 77k. I know you're talking about the prize pool, and I'm talking about the team. But, you know, we'll go for the same thing, right? We'll go for the same thing. It's 60k, 77k. So do you think 60k... do you think 77k is going to get a big share of that 60k? Or do you think it's going to be distributed in some other different kind of way? Right. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Who didn't even drop roster? So, as we know, we are approaching that match. We are getting very, very close. So, our first match is going to be Erangel. So, if you've got any predictions as to who you think is going to be taking the first match, now would be the time to let me know. Of course, we can take a look back at the previous season, right? All the way back into that lovely spring season to get a bit of an idea, right? Who was the team who took that very first victory? Now, if we look back all the way to back then, it was Titan Gaming, then we had Blackjack coming in a close second, of course, then followed by RUKH Esports as well. But as we know, a few of those names, never mind, seems like it keeps on changing. Let me just wait probably for it to be properly updated. Of course, okay, so I stand corrected. It was indeed the Arab Golden Esports team that got themselves the victory. 10 eliminations to their name. RUKH Esports taking that second place, also walking away with 10 eliminations. So I think RUKH Esports potentially could be looking to really up the ante, and especially seeing that they are not in Group E, there's going to be a great opportunity for that, right? So, Arab Golden not here to defend because they're going to be missing out on the first Erangel. Clear Vision, GREEDYFORKILLS, as well as Virtual Gaming. They are also going to be stepping up, giving a bit of that flex, seeing when they can join us back in that second match. So for the rest of the lobby, it is open for the taking, right? The opportunity is there. They can step up, they can claim the prize, and get themselves the very first winner chicken dinner. So let me know your thoughts and see how these predictions are going to be coming through. And of course, well, yeah, I have not seen any predictions drop in the chat just yet. We do have Denver and Flanker coming through as our Arabic casters as well on the opposite end. So I'm curious to see how those predictions are going to come through from their end. I mean, we've seen now in PMPL Arabia, production actually getting the highest score, getting 12 out of the 96 right. So for this one, we're about to kick off match number 1 out of 96. So I hope you're ready. I hope you've got your seatbelts tied. I hope you've got your trays turned to the upright position, because there's going to be a very, very sweaty play that is going to be making its way on through. All right, so we've got a few predictions coming through. We've got Choose Jack Digger. All right, that's one. I'm going to just call them Jack because it's, you know, it's easier. As long as Jack doesn't let go, I think everything should be fine. Virtual Gaming Squad getting a shout out there as well. Let's talk about PMGC points, right? So currently at the top of the PMGC board for Africa, right, the top team holding on is going to be FALCONS White. They are coming through on 762 points. Then we drop down 22 points to 77k. Then, of course, we got RUKH Esports representing on 666. Hey, 666 points that they are bringing through from that spring season. Then, of course, our next contenders up is going to be Black Hand sitting on 779. And then, of course, our top 5 closes out with the World of Battle sitting on 543. So those are points, right? 754, 740, 666 to RUKH, Black Hand 579. And then, of course, we've got the World of Battle sitting on 543. So there's still quite a bit of a gap, right? These teams can definitely look to change those points as they progress, not only through today, but of course through this entire event. Essentially, every team in here has points on the board. Vampires, the team all the way down in 20th position, are coming through with 85.5 points. Now, I believe that is due to maybe a few roster swaps and things happening. Don't know exactly what the exact technicality is of that, but it is what it is at the end of the day. Speaking of the end of the day, it's going to come around. But in the meanwhile, we have to take a look and see exactly what is going to be coming in here as we are just waiting for our first match to kick off. It should be a few moments away. It shouldn't take all too much longer. So yeah, I've already seen about what, 3 predictions. So we've got Jack coming through. We got Virtual. We have MEA Esports. We've got one for 77k. Who else do we have? The Virtual Assassins. I mean, sure. Of course, if you want to share your thoughts, be sure to hit us up on social media as well. We've got the position right here on YouTube. Even though we're on the BENA channel, you can head over to the Africa channel as well as on Facebook. And then, of course, you can find us on TikTok. I'm not quite sure what Jahat means when they say they like me, but sure. Oh, you're a caster and an analyst. All right. I mean, technically, if you want to be very specific, Mr. Grounds is essentially the caster / analyst because he did the analyst job in PMRC, right? PMRC, that's what I said. Yes, 100%. Can't publicly talk about favorite teams. I mean, that's the thing, right? You can't choose favorites because at this point in time, there's 20 to choose from. I mean, want to see, right? I want to see what these teams are going to be bringing in. MEA Esports getting another shout-out coming through. You might influence your teams. Yeah, sure. That is exactly what is going to be happening. All right, so yeah, if you've got any particular calls as to who you think is going to be clutching out moving into this first match of the day, be sure to let me know in the chat. In the meanwhile, we should be getting right down to the action very, very soon. As you can see, we are patiently waiting. Right, we are patiently waiting to get right into that, but shout out going out to Denver and Flanker coming through as our Arabic casters for this event here. Elisio MVP. All right, let's see whether or not that is going to be a play. I mean, MVP of the day or MVP of the match or MVP of the entire event. Which one are we going to be rooting for? But yes, this is essentially me just now trying to get ourselves all ready and prepped up. FALCONS White. Ooh, that's the prediction for the first match. All right. We'll take it indeed. All right, so we've got several predictions coming through. Now, all we got to wait for rather is to see exactly who's going to be the ones. Moise. I don't know what to tell you. It's me. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't think I'm in a position to say anything else because I don't know anything else. All I know is I'm here, and that's what it is, right? We are going to be taking you through the stuff. But definitely, as we've already spoken about it, right? There's a great opportunity for the teams now to try and rectify those performances coming through from the previous season, looking to see if they can really just clutch it out, run away with the overall plays. All the way back on the first day at the end, right? all the way up to match number 5, the leaderboard looked quite interesting, right? We did have the players from Cryptic sitting right at the top of that leaderboard. Now, as far as I understand, XENON is going to be, of course, the new Cryptics, if I'm not mistaken, right? They changed from Cryptics over to XENON. But either which way, I'm curious to see whether or not they are going to be the ones to step it up and bring in that crushing day. Because last time they finished on 27 total eliminations with only 11 placement points coming through, but it still placed them at the top of the day. No winner win a chicken dinner. I don't know. Tahad, I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out. But for now, there's not much I can say because I don't know. Right? That is my answer. So RUKH Esports, ARP, GREEDYFORKILLS, Smash, and Virtual Gaming Squad. Those were the 5 teams to get themselves those winner chicken dinners in the previous season. So do you think we are going to be seeing some repeat offenders come through, securing themselves those exact same winner chicken dinners, maybe even in the exact same sequence? I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that. In the meanwhile, seems like there might be a little bit of a technical issue with regards to the map, because I think we should have started already quite some time ago, right? I think that's maybe possibly very probable as to what could be the result. Let me just double check quickly and make sure that we don't have any issues, any bumps in the road that are going to be coming through. Yeah, I don't quite know. We'll figure it out. But are you guys excited to see what Africa is going to be bringing in? If you want to be bold, right, give me your prediction as to who you think the top 6 is going to be once we get to the end, right, of the finals itself. It does seem like we are going to get ready. So while you think of your top 6, let's get into the first match, as we are going to be pushing straight on through, heading into the lovely Erangel. We are going to be starting all the way over at Lipovka. It does seem like this flight path is going to be leaning a little bit further down south. Hey, Radars, welcome. Welcome to Africa once again. Yes, here we go. As we say, welcome to the map as well. We're going to be slowly and gradually pushing our way across. So nice start, I would say. I mean, not the craziest zone that we've seen, or craziest flight path rather, that we've seen come through. But it is definitely going to be go time. If things feel a little bit quiet, don't worry. We'll get back to the game sound once we head into the action. DK looks like AB de Villiers. I mean, sure. I don't know. I don't quite know what to make of that, but sure. I'll take it as a compliment, I guess. Alright, so let's see where that first initial zone is going to be popping, and who is going to be kicking off the action. We got Gibran coming through with a shout out there for more esports as well. Clear Vision versus Falcons in Malta again. Ooh, look at that zone though. It's going to be holding on towards that lovely southern edge. I don't quite think we are going to be looking at clear. It does seem like we do have... I mean, actually, yeah, that might be them getting ready to jump into a little bit of that contention. I look like Dale Steyn, sure. I'm not quite sure what you say, look like cricket players, but I'll take it. I mean, I think I look like DK, but I guess that is what it is at the end of the day. Now, let's see what these teams are going to be doing with regards to the Zoran RUKH. It does seem like they are going to be focusing on a little bit more of a northern positioning. And then we jump straight into the action here. It's going to be the Vampires. Held all the way over in towards Lipovka. They got Mo Esports right here with them. Elisio now going to be looking to see what they can bring on through. A little bit of that shoddy action in hand. Castle Black, new name, not necessarily a new team. In the meanwhile, it's going to be Elisio. Oh, that gets knocked on down. As Yizin, I'm going to go with Yizin, right? Because I think that's the name that's probably going to be making the most sense here. As they go right on down, Malek now going to be looking to maybe avenge their teammate. They could have a bit of a play here onto Pedro and Easy. Oh, but we got so many hits now starting to double on down. The teams are contesting each other on many different fronts. So we got a bit of an altercation up here in the lovely Lipovka. We got a little bit of some happening all the way over in towards Gatka as well. Let's see if Ninja can get the sprays in. Are going to be looking to send it up. Fortunately for Easy, they are going to be hiding on the edge. You can see RUKH also experiencing a little bit of difficulty as they've already lost one of their players. That was all the way up towards Everest. But here we go. The push is now going to come through. It's going to be the Ninja Vampire. Secretly, magically, just draining the life essence out of the opposition here. But Pedro is going to be keeping it nice and quiet. Not going to be looking to make too much noise. Seeing that they want to try and play for that survivability. Oh, but Hazard now just lays it on pretty thick. As they step up with the Bison. Gets the spray. That is Mo Esports now down to 1. So not the kind of start that they initially might have wanted to get through. But that is indeed the start they're going to get. Now it's going to be the Vampires. Looking to fang their way through this one. Ooh, Pedro. Yeah, you're running on very slim pickings. But as you can see, coming right in the back end there, we do have +18 also now starting to move on through. So far, it does seem like Pedro able to hold strong. But Vampires, they do have the numbers advantage here. What is Pedro gonna do? Are we gonna see a red flag come out? Ooh, maybe some sombreros. No, not quite yet. It is instead gonna be shotgun sprays all over the place. So there we go. Ooh. Yizen coming through with a bit of a clutch up. Avenging that knock coming through on them as well. And down they go. Mo Esports, our first team, back in the lobby in our very first match. Right here in PMPL Africa Fall 2023. So we got a shout out coming through for Hand Falcons as well as RUKH Esports. Well, we'll take it. We'll take it. Eee! Red Dot joining us in the chat as well. Now let's see whether or not +18 can bring in the upset here as Nagato is going to be sneaking up on the roof. But they do have a little bit of contention coming through here as well. As you can see, Smash now getting ready for a bit of a hit. But will we see those hits resulting in a little bit of success? I mean, for Smash team, the first Erangel they played in the previous season, unfortunately, they got sent back empty-handed. So let's see whether or not they're going to be looking to increase that overall performance. They were indeed able to get themselves the winner chicken dinner on the second Miramar. But I'm not quite sure if that is going to be converted in. I mean, we know it's a new season, right? The teams have had a lot of opportunity to do a lot of that homework. To do the VOD reviews, to see how they're going to be looking to play through this coming season. Meanwhile, it is going to be 77K taking a nice little stroll all the way down towards that southern edge of zone. Coming in a blubber duck. That is what you call this thing. This is a blubber duck, right? It's not a rubber duck, but instead it's a blubber duck. Because it's got a dolphin face. So that makes a whole lot of sense. Morteza and the rest of the crew here from 77K just going to come rolling in very casually. Again, not going to be looking to make any major upsets just yet. They are yet to find themselves a few eliminations. But they do have a full squad up. So there's not too much to stress about. Up comes Jack Digger as well. Let's see what they're going to be bringing to the battlefield here. Ooh, also curious to see what special esports are going to be bringing out. Of course, we know Ramsey. We know what Ramsey is capable of, as well as Broly, YC, and Brute. Or Jabrute. So let's see whether or not they're going to be looking to clutch it out. Cacao with the A9Q combo. Alright. But again, a lot of teams are getting caught out in that blue zone as they are going to be looking to trek their way on through. Lovely sudden shift. I mean, it will allow good transitions coming through on both the eastern and that western bridge. But how the team's going to be looking to get themselves situated, it does seem like the World of Battle are going to be drawing nearer and nearer to get themselves situated. Also then the XENON, they're going to come venturing up into a little bit of Malta. Got quite a bit of opposition moving in there with them. We do see Smash coming in on that eastern end. But it seems like the contention is definitely going to be holding towards the north now. Ooh. Axa getting axed as the hit comes through. That is FALCONS now down to a 3-piece. It's now going to be up to the rest of the crew to see if they can get themselves secured. Still a lot of blue zone damage coming through. And it does seem like it's a thing today that we are going to be looking at where our players have fallen before, right? That is why MEA Esports' name is still on the map, as well as RUKH. And then Miramar as well. Was that Miramar version 6? Alright, in the meanwhile, the team slowly just pushing further down south, as that is also then essentially what this zone has done. But let's see how this one is going to unfold, right? Where are these teams going to be looking to get themselves? There's a lot of positions still to play for. The team's going to continue to come rotating up, tanking on a little bit of that blue juice. So Jack Digger are in place of Black Jack, right? So the Jack stays the same. It's just the affix turning into a prefix, right? Oh no, the prefix turning into affix. There we go. That's the way it is. In the meanwhile, while I try and figure out my words here, we are going to be looking at a very interesting position now, starting to develop towards that eastern bridge at least. A wave also then all the way down south there with 77k. The World of Battle now have a golden opportunity to try and gatekeep that bridge, at least towards the northern side. Meanwhile, it's going to be FALCONS White now perched on high, looking to rain down a little bit of terror, a little bit of chaos. XENON also now starting to pop off as they are on that very edge, right? That southern coastline. But B6 or Psych, right, is going to be looking to keep it nice and quiet up high. Great vantage point that FALCONS White are going to be looking to play out there. Meanwhile, up comes Black Hand also now trying to try their hand. And a little bit of that water interaction. It's going to be still met with quite a bit of a spray. And out in the blue, it's going to do a little bit more than tickle. Oh, but look at that spray though, finding its way in towards Carry Boy. Now they go down. Kawa needs to reload. You can't exactly send the lead if you have nothing in the barrel. Let's see what the approach is going to be here. We got Keme also now having to try and make a bit of an approach. So definitely a few new names coming through here for the side of Black Hand. Excited to see how they are going to be impacting the overall performance. But you can see then, based on what we have on that right hand of the screen. Oh, so much happening with a big number of teams. Right, so that setting with the glowy bits, that's just a setting in one of the matches, right? They can turn it off. They'll probably turn it off as we proceed through this event, and also potentially as we proceed through the day. Meanwhile, Black Lost does get that hit in. Securing the confirmation there on towards Mazzaro. Meanwhile, it's going to be Wave. Gaddafi perched on high. Zizal also going to be approaching, trying to fortify the angle. 77k. Want to see if they can clutch it out. Maybe bring in a bit of an upset. RUKH will be holding on towards that western bridge. Very, very interesting to see the teams being quite reluctant to rotate up. Oh, there it happens again. Down they go, Ra'ad. Now sitting with a two-piece, potentially. Things slowly starting to crumble here, but fortunately they were able to find Pusha. So that will alleviate at least the initial aggression. But now up comes the Bush. It's going to be RUKH Esports trying to reclaim a little bit of the territory. But both these teams still need to get themselves all the way back into that zone as Fivo finds the quick cheeky trade. Yeah, don't stop the healing. I think you could actually turn that into a song. In the meanwhile, it's going to be the players from Castle Black, the next squad that we say goodbye to. as they will get closed up as well. Of course, all the way out in the drink. Very, very close towards that multi-power point in which we saw the players there from Blackhand and XENON fighting it out just a few moments ago. Meanwhile, it does seem like Eugene could potentially maybe still make a somewhat safe rotation. But again, they are going to be contesting against the lovely blue zone here. As we know, that is no one's friend. Smash also with a very delayed play. Now starting to trickle through this bridge. Not quite sure what they're aiming for. But this could be very, very costly. We've already seen so many teams, so many players fall due to the damage. Of course, the team coming through from +18 on the bridge. They're going to be sitting quite prettily, right? No one to worry about too much. As the blue zone is taking care of most of the teams up towards that northern edge. It's down south, I think, where we could be having quite a bit of excitement, right? 77k, we got Falcon White, as well as Jack, all the way down south there. We got Special Esports. Ooh, but now with the zone centering up, it's looking quite favorable here for the World of Battle. Morteza now trying to just dance around the lead. Fortunately, Thor is going to be there for the pickup as Smash team will get beaten back into the lobby. So we only said goodbye to 3, but now it's going to start to stack up. XENON rather, also then falls. Out they go with only 1 to their name. Blackhand got to be following suit. A very, very odd start that we have coming through into PMPL Africa. Not exactly what I was expecting to see. I was expecting the teams to bring in a lot more spraying, a lot more fighting. That does seem to be what's on the plate here for the World of Battle. But of course, then the players coming through from Wave, they already find themselves sat on 5 eliminations. +18, Special, Ra'ad, and the Vampires also with a decent tally to their name. But now we get to see what the World of Battle 77k, Jack, Falcons, White are going to be bringing on in. +18 now. Yeah, that's not going to fit though. Those lovely unmovable barrels. You can't do all too much with them. A biased zone. Yes, it definitely does favor the positioning on this military island. Alright, so we got Hasta la vista saying that the Falcons White are going to be taking the winner chicken dinner on this first game. If you agree, let me know. If you think it's going to be somebody else, well, also let me know. Share your thoughts in the chat. Open to see those predictions come through. Ra'ad also going to be keeping it nice and quiet over on towards this western side. I'm curious to see what Jack are going to be looking to do with a bit of free reign. I mean, no one essentially there to contest them. Unless, of course, they find Fever here and the rest of Ra'ad. Sumia saying that it's going to be Special and Falcons. Right, so you're going to be supporting 2. Oh, that's who you're supporting. Who do you think is going to be clutching up with that winner with a chicken dinner? Moise saying that it's going to be Falcons White. So Special holding on to a decent position towards the southern edge of zone. Of course, taking control of... Ooh. Those beautiful compounds there as well. I mean, Falcon's still going to be holding on to some very, very contentious territory up on towards those hills. But look at Wave. They're going to be bringing in a 2-2 split. Zilal and Gaddafi going to be holding south. As we've got Petrox. And their teammate now rotating a little bit further up north. That is, of course, Rex now joining in there. As you can see, a lot of blinkety blink, blink, blink going on all over the place. As Falcons are holding on to the 3-piece. AXA losing their position up north. But the zone is going to get ready to pop. Where's it going to take us? Ooh, sticking a little bit more towards the west. Now, this is the opportunity for the World of Battle either to get themselves into those compounds just a little bit more on towards their western side, or to look to see if they can maybe find a few opportunities. Malek now going to have to do quite a bit of work here for the Vampires if they are going to be looking to keep that name in contention. Eugene finding themselves in a very similar position. Got to watch out for that elevation. Got to watch out for those angles. Gaddafi also now getting met with the angles as Teak sneaks it in. That is going to be the end of road for Thor, though. Now the rest of 77k going to have to step up with the defensive angles. Wave already sitting on 6 eliminations. Oh, leading with regards to the aggression. This is all getting that spray secured. Cacao now, ooh, getting traded, and that is it. 77k will get sent back with empty hands. Of course, the predictions coming through for the Wall of Battle, as well as the Falcons. And then, of course, we've got one there for Special as well. Well, actually, that was Superpower. So Superpower obviously not going to live up to that prediction, as they've already been packed up and shipped out. All the way in 11th place. Meanwhile, the Falcons are going to be locking in a few more elims. But Wave now holding on to a very steady 8. Teak, I hope they've got a way down here. Potentially a vehicle parked up top. Because I think that is going to be the quickest way on down. They won't exactly have the luxury of running down this hillside. And then meanwhile, it's going to be Broly brought to their knees. Or instead, bringing a little bit of Wave onto their knees as Izal now rushes up with the rest of the crew. And out they go. It's going to be 9th place. And only 8 eliminations to their name. Ramsey and the rest of Special are going to be looking to see if they can lock down that southern edge. Still have to contest with the presence of the Falcons coming through. Up north is going to be +18. Is that to me? Is that what the name says? +18 to me. Or is that Tome? It could either be Tome or to me. I mean, Tome sounds fun. To me is also just even more fun. So that looks like Tome to me. Stream is dead. I mean, I guess it's floating in some way, right? I mean, you've made it all the way here, so thank you so much for being here. The meanwhile, you see now, Special starting to push up. Trying to find that optimal position to move into in anticipation of the zone shift. But let's see where that shift is going to take us, as we are left with only 8 teams. Oh, nice shift. This is now looking very, very favorable for the World of Battle. All they got to do is just maintain the angles. Get aggressive as they can. Especially looking at these teams situated around them. They are going to have a pretty tough time to get themselves secured into the zone. Falcons White now still going to be looking for their way on down. Maybe they should just wing it. Who knows? Jack now also rotating up in the distance. You can see Perks already down. Melaz going in for a bit of a res. Trying to bring their teammate back into contention. Jack playing a very odd position though. Holding on to a 2-1 split. One of the players on the far edge towards the blue zone. The rest of the crew, as we saw, taking the plunge, looking to get themselves situated. Now it's going to be Falcons. Well, good to see they've got those vehicles locked and loaded and ready to roll. They just barely sneak their way on into the edge. It's now up to Teak and P6, at least on the front line, right? Trying to set up a bit of a barrier. Ooh, meanwhile, we do say goodbye to the Vampires. Alright, Falcons White. Ooh, making a bit of noise. Good angles, good sprays. Now Broly in so much danger. Special gonna have to find an extra position to play off of, as Jack now also feels that heat. Falcons gonna be looking to end with quite a bit of a bang. Looking to find as much reach as they can muster at this point. They could potentially look to play those utilities down onto the side here of Special. At least what is left of them. As Ramsey and Jabrut now looks to hold nice and steady. Still got to watch out for that angle being played there by Jack as well. But the World of Battle, they're not even flinching. Oh, Zeke. Trying to lock it in. A very calculated play coming through here. The team's just going to be holding back on the edges. We got +18 and Raad also just keeping their distance, waiting to see what that zone is going to force them into next. For the Will of Battle, they're not going to sit back. They are going to be looking to get active. We can see if they can find all the potential trades available to them. Now it's going to be Brute rushing in. Looking for a bit of an opportunity at the expense of the Falcons. Oh, but instead it is going to be Brute that gets traded on down. Oh, there goes Broly as well. Special now. Down to a 2-piece. It's going to be YC and Ramsey having to defend. Eugene somehow miraculously managing to stay alive. They've not yet been spotted. You can see Puncher currently leading with regards to the total damage. A very hefty number to sit on, but in the meanwhile, is that going to be enough though? Are they going to be able to translate all that aggression into the needed points? Falcons now still going to be looking to play a little bit of that elevation. Trying to clear their pathway before they start rotating on up. As I said before, Special down to YC and Ramsey. But again, not the easiest angle to defend. They still need to make up for quite a bit of ground. The World of Battle essentially the only team that has the zone fully under their control. And this could be exactly the kind of play they need. Raad going to be starting with a little bit more of a northern positioning here. Still going to be holding on to these compounds. Not exactly wanting to relinquish much of that hard cover. Meanwhile, Jack... oh, finding themselves in quite a bit of a problem here. They might be digging themselves a bit of a hole. Ramsey with a good nade. Is that going to be sufficient? No, it actually just rolls down the hill, allowing for that opportunity, that finish, to come in on towards YC. So Special now getting backed up. Out they go. 3 eliminations to their name. +18, going to be holding steady up towards the north. Raad going to be looking to gatekeep, as they've got the zone at their back. +18 sitting with a blue zone at their back. Does put them in quite a bit of a sticky situation. But Reno, Fivo, gonna have to play some very beautiful PUBG here. Oh, Nagatu now starting to rotate up. That's the first opening play. Escanor is down. Nagato now gonna be looking to find it. They do. Down goes Fivo. Now Reno falls, and that is it. Raad. Out they go, holding on to such a beautiful position, but unfortunately, not being able to maintain control of the situation. The World of Battle now letting loose as they do find themselves a few sprays, sending back the Falcons. We are down to our final 3. It's going to be +18, the World of Battle, and then the players, well, the potential solo coming through there from Jack Digger. It does seem like the World of Battle might have this one in the bag. Let's see if it's going to be on the cards for them, though. They're going to have to just lock in these plays, lock in these angles, and of course, hold on to those compounds. That is going to bode exceptionally well for them. Krona sitting with quite a few eliminations up, though, essentially carrying the team. But let's see what +18 are going to be looking to do here. Getting ready for that push. Oh, Tome now out in the open. The hits just lining up. The buggy, not the safest vehicle to travel in, as they do experience that firsthand. We are now up to 4 eliminations for the World of Battle. But where will the rest of +18 go? Well, the answer is right back to the lobby. Look at Corona just flying off the roof. So now Jack down to 1. Melas having to try and defend. They are going to get full sended. Facing the full brunt. The full aggression coming through from the World of Battle as they get swept under the rug, and that is it. The winner chicken dinner going straight over into the hands of the World of Battle. As they clutch the very first winner chicken dinner right here in PMPL Africa for Fall 2023. Well done, what a play, what a performance. Great start coming through for the World of Battle. As we know, the first day in the previous season, there was no winner chicken dinner in sight for them. So love the way that they've just stepped it up, claiming themselves the prize, taking that chicken regardless of what the opposing teams were bringing onto that battlefield. So just gotta love the heat, love the action that they are bringing through. But yeah, great start. World of Battle. This is the way that you got to kick it off, right? Getting right down to business, stepping up to the plate and showing us how eager they are to perform this season. So let's see where exactly it will lead for them. And of course, in the meanwhile, we need to take a look at those match rankings to see exactly where all our teams ended up, right? How many points they were able to secure. From what we know is that the players there from World of Battle brought in a decent play, 7 eliminations going straight towards them. We haven't seen any team in this first match securing themselves those double digits. Maybe that will come through a little bit later on, but still a very aggressive showing. And of course, as per usual, seeing that we've got a nice chunk of damage coming through for our higher placing teams, right? There's more eliminations. And also the extremely challenging zone that they just had to play through. We do find quite a few teams getting sent back to the lobby with nothing to show for this first game. So, a very unfortunate start. Not exactly the kind of start that we would have liked to see, but I guess at the end of the day, it is what it is. But looking at how that zone shifted, I was quite surprised to see so many teams still just holding out in that blue zone. I mean, 77 took quite some time to rotate up, right? XENON, they also got caught out on the edge in a very similar position to that of Black Hand. So I'm not quite sure what the approach was coming into this match, right? How they were planning to potentially get themselves secured all the way down south. But, you know, it is what it is. It does seem like we are going to be hopping into a quick break, I believe, before we get into the action. So let's take a look. Is that? Yes, it's replay time, so we'll be right back. Well, there we go. Some very exciting replays coming through on that one. Gotta love what these teams are bringing through. Again, a very interesting start to the proceedings here, but I guess we'll have to take it because that is the first Erangel. Now done and dusted, right? All we gotta do from here is take a look and see exactly where those points ended up, how many points our respective teams were able to secure, and this essentially is going to be the leaderboard all in one, right? So it's going to be like a triple whammy. It's the overall standings, it's the map rankings, it's the phase rankings, it's all of that, all at the same time. In the meanwhile, we have our top performers. So you can see Corona coming through with the most eliminations, Puncher taking the most damage, rather giving the most damage. We got Perks then, finding 2 glorious utility finishes, with 7 Reef also then coming through with 504 meter hit. Wow. That is the longest hit that I've seen. I mean, that is, I think, just a little bit beyond render distance. So well done to 7 Reef. I mean, that is one hella impressive shot. I would have loved to seen the replay of that, just looking at exactly how they got that range. But speaking about range, right, this is the range of our teams with regards to their points. The World of Battle going to be walking away with 17 glorious points thanks to that winner chicken dinner. Plus 18 locking in their 5 eliminations. Wave Esports also only capitalizing on eliminations, picking up 8 points. All of which has come through from Battle. And of course, we can see the rest of our teams moving on to the second page. Smash team going to be closing up that 12th position. That is where the points stop. At 77k, Superpower, Castle Black, and Mo Esports will have to settle for a little bit less, right? Getting dealt nothing but bubbles, or as we say, also making a stop over at the donut shop, right? So a very interesting start. Definitely going to be looking towards 77 Superpower rather, Castle as well as Mo to see what they're going to be bringing in our following matches. And of course, as we know, moving into our next match, which is going to be Miramar, we are going to be having the players from Group E stepping out onto the battlefield for their very, very first time here. And that is going to be the opportunity now for the players in Group D to take a bit of a break, right? So Blackhand, Falcons, Superpower, as well as Wave Esports, they're going to be sitting this one out. We'll have, of course, then Arab Golden stepping up, as well as Clear Vision, Greedy4Kills, as well as Virtual Gaming. Speaking of kills, right? Speaking of eliminations, let's take a look at the aggression. Now, it was Falcons finding themselves nearly 1,400 damage with plus 18 Wave, as well as the World of Battle coming through with a very, very consistent play. All three of those teams, rather, hitting an excess of 1,000 damage as well. But then we got the players there from Jack also coming in with a very interesting play here. So we could see them, right? Jack Digger managing to secure themselves 3 eliminations out of 683 eliminations. But the strongest conversion rate is going to go to the side of Wave, finding 8 eliminations out of that 1,080 damage, right? 1080, that is a really good number to sit on. So especially if you add the P to the end, right? 1080p, looking very, very good. I'd love to see it. Of course, as we know, we are going to be building up, getting ready for our second match. So once we hit match number 3, we've essentially played through all the maps that we are going to be looking at, right, for this entire event, aside from, of course, Livik, which is only going to be coming in day number 5. But in the meanwhile, this gives us a bit of a chance to try and build up a bit of a statistic for these teams, right? Looking at how they've been performing in this first match and comparing that then to what we saw from them in the previous season. So the World of Battle definitely stepping up right out of the gate. Very, very aggressive showing, obviously, as we've seen come through from them, which is quite surprising and I think also very, very satisfying because the last time around, you know, the World of Battle, I mean, the initial start to the match, they went back with not much because they weren't playing in that first match, right? They only had their first game stepping up into a little bit of that Miramar action. But essentially, as the day progressed and they had the opportunity to play, right, had their chance to step up and show what they could bring, the World of Battle, they locked themselves in on, well, an interesting stat overall with regards to the Erangel, but I'm curious to see, though, whether or not they're going to be looking to change it up moving through, because, I mean, again, there's a lot of pressure building on the shoulders here, right? The teams need to bring in that consistency, so if this is going to be the start coming through for the World of Battle, I mean, I'm on board for that. As you can see, Arthur, Corona not taking a single drop of damage. We do have Muhammad and Hazem taking close to enough damage to knock them on down. But as we know, they ended up with that full squad still pulling all the way through to the very, very end. Muhammad also then bring in their contribution with regards to those eliminations. Hazem keeping things nice, a little bit and quiet, right? Not going to be looking to cause too much chaos, too much noise. So I want to see how that is going to translate moving forward. Of course, speaking about moving forward, we are going to be prepping ourselves now for that Miramar, as it does seem like the teams are all prepped and nearly ready to go. So we're going to be waiting for that plane to warm up. So if you've got any predictions, any thoughts, anything you want to share as to what you think the outcome of Miramar is going to be, now would be the time to let me know. Hit me up in the chat. Let's see exactly what your predictions are. Of course, looking back to our Game 2, our first Miramar in the previous season, that was the match in which we saw the players from Virtual Gaming stepping up, claiming themselves that winner chicken dinner. Now, they are going to be stepping into their first match as well, so there could be a great opportunity for Virtual Gaming Squad to get that back-to-back winner chicken dinner, at least with regards to, you know, the opposite ends of the two seasons. So let me know if you agree with that statement, or do you think it's going to be another team that's going to be stepping up, claiming that prize, and walking away with that chicken under their belt. In the meanwhile, It's going to be go time, so I want to see where that zone's going to be going. I'm going to be curious about where that flight path is going to be going as well. Personally, I would like to see a rather centered up flight path, right? Cutting through the middle in either which way. Not quite sure how exactly that is going to unfold, but speaking about how it's going to unfold, let's hop straight into the action, as we are going to be starting the proceedings up in towards the northwestern side, heading right down into Impala. So the flight path being relatively close towards center. Not exactly smack dab center, but instead it is going to be leaning a little bit more up on towards that northeastern side. So now we wait to see what that zone is going to be bringing on in, and where exactly all the teams going to be looking to drop themselves down for this first match right here on Miramar. It does seem like more Esports are going to be opting for La Cobreria. Let's see if the zone is going to be in favor of that. Or will they have to do quite a bit of trekking to get themselves secured into that next zone? So Castle Black also going to be taking a little bit more of a northern start. Ooh, but I like the fact that Smash has also decided to drop into La Cobreria. The zone, though, is going to be centering up on Chumacera and Minas del Valle. So that is going to be quite a bit of a shift that these teams will now have to work their way through. Meanwhile, the first knock is going to come through onto E-Flex, as +18 find themselves in a little bit of a position here. Yes, the teams that are currently sitting out is going to be Black Hand, Falcons, White, Superpower, as well as Wave Esports. They'll be joining us back in match number 3 as we step into a little bit of that Sanhok action. But now up comes Clear Vision, playing their first match of the day. Curious to see what their approach is going to be here and how they're going to be looking to settle this first game. In the meanwhile, it's going to be Jack. Ooh, up against Virtual Gaming. Already Hulk looking to get quite aggressive, staying true to their name. They've not exactly turned green just yet. Instead, the sprays are there. Fares. Fares steps up, locks it in. So Jack now really in quite a bit of danger here as Miramar gets confirmed as well. Yeah, Foz quickly finding that trade. Let's see whether or not Melas is going to be able to survive the onslaught coming through. This Virtual Gaming Squad are going to be looking to make quite a bit of a statement here. This is their first match. Their debut right here up into the season of PMPL Africa. Yes, Jihad, and welcome back in time. And a Virtual Gaming Squad going about their business, looking to see if they can find that intruder. Amjid coming through with a bit of a search. Ooh, Melas only has the M16 and a pistol at their disposal. Ooh, I hope they are really quick on that trigger. As they're about to find out, no! Amjid does indeed close it up for Jack Digger. Off they go. Getting sent back. Nothing but bubbles. Meanwhile, it's going to be Broly to be found as well. A special. Gets a special surprise. Right, they're already down a player. So we've got a few teams now starting to lose one or two here and there. Virtual Gaming Squad, though, looking quite comfortable with 4 eliminations. That full wipe coming through at the expense of Jack Digger. Meanwhile, we do see Raad all the way up in towards Monte Nuevo. A good position for them. They're not going to be contested here, at least not for the time being. Jihad saying that this is going to be a special esports lobby. Well, I mean, they've already lost Broly, so I'm not quite sure how they're going to pick it up moving forward. But looking at the current positioning, they might not be all too contested. Meanwhile, it's going to be the players now from XENON coming through with a bit of rotation of their own. Just pulling out of El Paso as they look to venture in towards the zone. Maybe opting for a bit of a western positioning here. Maybe going up to those hills just north of Valle del Mar. But we'll find soon enough exactly what they have in mind. Meanwhile, the World of Battle now going to be rotating up right into center zone. Already with that winner chicken dinner under their belt. Well, Moyes, you got to pick another team to support. At least for the time being. Yeah, Cryptics are playing. You know, it's XENON. They also currently just getting themselves situated on towards that western side. We got the Vampires draining a little bit of life here out of Poku. Oh, Focus rather. As Focus goes right on down. Focus Kid. Nope, only Falcons in hand. A very determined supporter coming through their knowledge. You know, Moyes not gonna give up, not gonna give in either. They are gonna be reluctant. It's either Black Hand and Falcons, or no one at all. Alright, so up comes the push. Now this is the opportunity for Clear. Try and see if they can maybe defend, as the Vampires are going to be looking to push in. But again, not an overly aggressive send coming through from the Vampires. Instead, they are going to be trying to encircle Clear Vision here. But so far, things off to a slightly passive start. I mean, Clear Vision are in a good positioning here. They could definitely look to leverage the angles onto the side of the Vampires. But Van Kid now taking it nice and quiet. Not going to be looking to get, faulted on just yet. Instead, it's going to be Ninja Boy. Good trade coming through here as Ninja Boy gets packed on up. Now it's the Vampires. Down to Yezen and, of course, Malik. Clear Vision now just trying to bring themselves back onto their feet. A rather quiet northern position here. They're still going to be waiting for the players there from Castle Black to come rotating in, as well as Smash. You see them now perch up towards the north. It's going to be Virtual Gaming rotating in from that eastern side as the zone pops and it shifts in favor of +18. Oh, but now it's going to be showtime. Malik is down. Vampires down to 1. Vankid still needs to watch out for those jump shots as Yezen is about to get traded. Oh, and down they go. Clear Vision locking in on target. As the Vampires get sent back with only 1 elimination. Of course, if we jump up, we are going to be heading straight into 77k. Up against Arab Golden. Arab Golden with a good position here, but you got to watch out for those ridge lines. 77k could definitely get themselves very well positioned. 77k yet to step up as we do see Thor now getting knocked on down. Ooh. Come on, 77. How are you going to look to play through this one? The spray is connecting up. That is Cacao now in trouble. Azem with a good angle. Nice aggression. Ooh, love the hits coming through in towards the vehicle. Mason going to be looking to show a little bit of aggression here as well as they come rushing straight on in, looking to find the trades. Oh, great nade! That opens up the opportunity, but you got to watch out for Morteza up on the back end. Oh, down they go. So now, 77k down to Morteza and Cacao. Having to try and see if they can clutch it up against the side here of Arab Golden. This nade could be it. Let's see if Cacao is going to be able to find it though. Ooh, just overshoots a slight little smidge. Timon now up on the front line, looking to come in with a shotty. Cacao managing to dodge the sprays in sets, returning the favor, but down they go. Now it turns to Morteza. Mason going to be trying to keep the team back on 3. As the blue zone does catch up to them. Fortunately, they are not too far away from that zone. Morteza now going to let it slide. Off they go. Playing for positioning instead of looking for that aggression. RUKH Esports holding on to a decent position all the way towards the eastern side of zone, just south of Picado. But again, not an overly contested angle. They do essentially only have the players from Virtual Gaming Squad holding on that edge. And then up north, as we can see, it is going to be the players from Castle Black getting ready to rush their way on forward, but they are aiming straight for clear vision. And that could be quite a bit of a problem as they already have the first few knocks now connecting on in. Castle Black, ooh, already down to a 3-piece. Vision now up to 5. Elimination. Clear Vision definitely going to be looking to be quite a bit of a nuisance up north. As they do just enough so they can clear themselves a bit of a rotation. But of course they're going to have to contest with Smash Team. It seems like both are going to be heading in a very, very similar position, but it does seem like also Clear Vision, they have been able to take control of a bit of hard cover just up ahead of them. Right, so that could definitely hamper quite a bit of rotation now coming through from Castle Black and the players there from Smash Team. The meanwhile, World of Battle all the way on that southeastern side. Let's see how these positions are now going to be played. A Smash just inch their way onto the edge. It could hold quite a bit of leverage onto the side there of Castle Black. RUKH going to be looking to get La Drillera under control. Ooh, but up comes the first bit of contention. It's going to be Black Loss finding that first trade. Going to be looking to find the next as Joker. Just ducking and weaving around the wall. Who's going to be the one to lock it in though? Gotta watch out for those jump shots. Oh, but there we have it. Black Loss is down. This is now the opener. As Castle Black could look to get the flush, could get the rush. 7 Reeve coming through with that 500+ meter hit in the previous game. But I'm not quite sure if they're going to be able to do it this time around, seeing that they've got only an M4 and a UMP at their disposal. So Castle Black now just getting themselves probably patched up. Zone is going to push on through. Meanwhile, it's now going to be RUKH Esports trying to contest Virtual Gaming Squad. Ooh, that nade. That nade is getting scary close. But now it's Pusher trying to stay true to their name. To get ready for a bit of action here. Smash Team in the meanwhile will get sent out in 14s. Ooh, the nade is in. Oh! Yeah, falls now. Just narrowly evading the inevitable. But RUKH, they are going to be looking to step it up. There we go. Second time around does it. Now Buncher could go in, get those elims. And that is going to be a healthy serving coming through for them. Of course, that blue zone still going to be watched. Virtual Gaming Squad now holding on to 1. Amjid all the way out on the lonesome. Not a lot of options with regards to rotations, because the moment they start pushing up, you got the World of Battle just up ahead of them. Of course, RUKH just going to be holding to the north. But Arab Golden then also just situated down towards that southern edge. So up comes the push now. Krona trying to reach all the way into RUKH. RUKH Esports it's not exactly out in the open, so it's going to be quite a bit of a challenging player for the World of Battle. See if they can finish that one over. In the meanwhile, Amjid has been found by Morteza, so that is the end of the road for the Virtual Gaming Squad. At least a very healthy 5 eliminations. That's going to be greedy for kills. Also just pushed up into the northeastern side. Not exactly the kind of scope they're looking for. They don't have clear line of sights on a lot of teams within the vicinity. So that is going to limit their options moving forward, as they don't know exactly how to rotate from there. So they're going to have to scout it out at some point. In the meanwhile, it's going to be Arab Golden and MEA Esports stepping up to that southwestern side. Ooh, Elisio. This could be the angle. This could be the play, as Mason now needs to keep it low. That is going to be the only way that they could survive the spray down. Pedro coming through with a good follow-up. But Azem not going to be backing off just yet. Timon hoping that Pumbaa was somewhere nearby, but unfortunately, as we know, Pumbaa's not even in the roster. Now it's going to be easy, and Elisio trying to keep them at bay, trying to get this position under lockdown. But look at that rush coming through as the rest of MEA now starts to rotate up as well. Hansley and Pedro just flying on in. A very wide spray coming through here from MEA Esports though. XENON also going to be looking to contest here as the spray comes through from Lazy Boy. That is Elisio down. But it's not going to deter MEA Esports. They are going to stay focused in on Arab Golden. Oh, Timon. Oh, good response actually. Zone getting ready to pop as well. Let's see where these teams will have to rotate towards. Oh, +18. Holding on to a very favorable setup here. Smack dab center. Good expansion, so they will be able to cover so many different angles. But RUKH also yet to rotate up. The World of Battle going to be holding on that very, very edge. Oh, Arab Golden. Unfortunate play. But that is going to be the end, as they get sent out with 5 eliminations to their name. Now down to the final 10 we go. Senke now going to be looking to get themselves perched up, coming in from that western side. Raad also with a very cautious play. Not going to be looking to overextend just yet. It's a greedy for kills, Desha. It's holding on the edge, right? Could have a bit of an opportunity onto RUKH Esports, but both teams still going to try and claim their angle moving forward. RUKH Esports, the team that placed at the top of the board in the PMRC, up against the side of Europe. But so far, RUKH playing it very, very, very quiet. Right, not going to be looking to make any major moves. Maybe they're keeping quite a few things up their sleeve moving into those later stages. But for now, you sit with only 2 eliminations up. Ooh, Faker getting hit. Joker trying to ride that blue. Yeah, this could be Zuxi. Indeed, it is. This Joker falls to the blue. The elimination now up for grabs. Yeah, I don't think Faker's going to make this one. Alright, so that is the end of the road for Castle Black. Down to the top 9 we go. Right, Brute getting a bit of a play onto Del Hop there. The contention starts to build. Teams trying to lock it down. See if Ra'ad are going to be able to get themselves secured. They got a very decent position to play off of. No one really to worry about just yet. In the meanwhile, it's going to be Special now, just laying waste to the side here of Greedy for kills. It's going to be Hammer down on their knees. The predictions coming through there. Ra'ad, XENON, as well as RUKH Esports. And then, of course, we've got the players from PLUSEIGHTEEN getting a shout out as well. So those are our predicted victors here. RUKH is playing like vampires. Are they playing like the vampires team, or are they just playing like vampires? You know, like staying out of the sun, playing a serious case of hide and seek. In the meanwhile, the zone does center up on itself. Again, an overly aggressive shift coming through here. So let's see how the teams are going to be looking to adapt to this. So no major compounds within that zone. No major hard cover to utilize either. So this is going to be a very, very testing zone indeed. That's going to be Krona and Arthur. Oh, having to step up to the plate. Rami and Eugene already down. The world of battle holding on with a duo here, but up comes the hit, the spray, and this could be RUKH. Indeed it is, as RUKH Esports slams the door shut in their face, sending the world of battle right out of here. So Turo, that is the way to go. You root for the winning team every single match. Right? And it's always a surprise because we don't know who it is. That's going to be Marshall push on high, looking to see if they can maybe spot Morteza. But 77k finding themselves in quite a bit of a predicament. Only 2 eliminations up and they've got a 1 player. Oh, but this could now be XENON. Just looking to lock it down. Yep, and there we go. 2 eliminations. That is it. Well, of course, a little bit of placement points coming through for them as well. So not the worst finish. I mean, definitely the first points on board, though, for the side of 77k. But here we go. RUKH Esports now trying to make their presence known as they come through from that southeastern side. GREEDYFORKILLS still going to be looking to hold it nice and steady on the edge. Again, not full sending it up just yet. They are down to a 2-piece, so that does limit the approach. Pushing now going to be looking to ride it out as well. XENON perched on high. That could be quite the angle to try and play off of. Asenke and Lazy Boy also now starts to encroach. It's going to be Marshall looking to bring a stop to that RUKH Esports rotation. So RUKH now down to Pusher. I don't expect Pusher to come through with any crazy pushes. Instead, they are going to get pushed. As XENON comes creeping on in. XENON already up to 5 eliminations. 1 behind Clear Vision. But only 1 team can walk away with that winner chicken dinner. So if you want to drop your predictions as to who you think is going to be the team to clutch it up out of our surviving 7, now would be the time to drop it in. Desha, Nasser. Still riding that edge as we look to see where the next shift is going to be taking us. +18, they've been dormant, they've been quiet, not making a lot of noise. Only 1 elimination up so far. Greedy, though, they got to have a very tough play as the zone now centers up. Still quite favorable to the side there of +18. They are going to be looking to play from the compounds. Oh, RUKH Esports, though, out in 7th. Now comes the play. It's going to be special. And XENON. YC, beautiful spray down. Just helps to lock in that Elam. Now, it's going to be special up to 6. So we've got 3 squads sitting on 6 eliminations. Still so much to play for. Zraad and Clear Vision are yet to make their decisive move. Is Zraad going to look to push straight forward into that zone? We don't know just yet. But in the meanwhile, it's going to be Greedy. Trying to make a bit of noise, right? Looking to see if they can maybe halter any of these potential pushes. Oh, down it goes White. He's now up to Brute. NASA could get it in, and they do. That is special. Right out of here. 6 eliminations up, though. Prediction coming through for XENON, taking the clutch on this match. Well, they are going to have a pretty tough time, seeing that they've got only 2 players up. Instead, Raad and +18, they still have a full squad at their disposal. So this could be their moment to shine. +18 holding on to some prime real estate. The rest of the teams now just pretty much hugging the edge of zone. Again, very limited options coming through. You can see eFlex now just flexing a little bit with their reach down onto the side there of Clear Vision. As we wait for the action to load to see exactly where this is going to go. Ooh, VanKid and Vito. VV for not victory, but maybe vitality, right? In the meanwhile, it's going to be Raad opting for a little bit more of the southern positioning. Managing to snake their way through. Now looking to get a bit of an upper hand here onto the side of +18. Eastern side of zone also still looking very, very contentious as it does shift up yet again, moving into limbo. Neither here nor there. So Raad trying to play a bit of a defensive angle here. Trying to see if they can maybe leverage this position. Maybe turn some profit from it. Ooh, but you gotta watch out. Still 2 teams held towards that northern side. Now it's gonna be Greedy also starting to rotate it up, but that is the go, go, go as Clear feels the heat now. It's starting to dial up. That is NASA locking it in, and out goes Clear Vision. 6 eliminations up. +18 already sitting on 1, and they could definitely do with a bucket load more. But are they gonna be able to find it though? Still 3 teams going to be looking to play the upset. But Greedy down to 2. XENON down to 2. This is not necessarily going to be an overly aggressive play coming through from our duos here. Meanwhile, great opportunity for +18 and Raad to continue with their dominance. Ooh, now it's going to be Deshaw founder Senke looks to step it up. Gary Boy coming through for a bit of a support angle. As you can see, Marshall and Lazy Boy, they've been doing most of the work so far for XENON. Sitting on 3 eliminations each. XENON also only finding themselves 2 eliminations in the first match, and now hitting 6 is going to look pretty great on that resume. But are they only going to stop at 6? Or they're going to look for even more as Raad now feels that heat. Getting dialed on up. Revo is down. But Senke could reach in and play quite a bit of an upset here onto the side of Raad. E-Flex meanwhile out in the open. Oh, Zuxi. You got to watch it. Senke, Gary Boy, very committed to holding the edge. They do find Fivo. Right, that is Raad now, down to a 3-piece. E-Flex out in the open, but instead the response coming through onto Reno. Oh, you gotta watch out. Sanhok getting met with quite a bit of aggression. Up comes the trade, and that is XENON out. 7th eliminations to their name, though. RUKH sitting on 9. Are they going to be able to find the last few to clutch that winner chicken dinner? It is going to be a 1v3. Leaning in favor of +18. Nagato going to be fishing for a few of those hit markers. RUKH. Oh, they fall to the blue, and that is the winner chicken dinner. Going straight over to the side of +18. Locking our second chicken dinner down. But doing so with only 3 eliminations. So not the craziest serving of points, but instead it is, however, a winner chicken dinner. So well done to +18 as they do add, well, not exactly +18 to their tally, but they do add a few more points on that board. As you can see, those damage stats coming through as well. Dealing 1,790 damage, receiving, or rather healing, 1142. Finding themselves those 3 eliminations with a survival time of 28 minutes. So a very, very interesting turn of events coming through here. I mean, you know, things continuing to just come through with a whole bunch of surprises. I mean, XENON, they tried really hard to survive into the late stage. I mean, they were quite successful for a big majority of it. But essentially getting taken out in 3rd place, I don't think that's kind of the finish that they were hoping to get. But also quite surprising is looking at the fact of RUKH. I mean, they came in looking very, very hopeful. They had a full lobby, a full roster, you know, playing through this. But then moving into the last bit, I mean, they started to crumble, right? Just slowly getting, you know, disassembled as they try to get themselves situated. Of course, at the end of the day, it came down to 1, and, well, yeah, a pretty tough angle to play. So, a happy day, though, for the side there of +18, as they were able to secure themselves that winner chicken dinner. And that is going to add up nicely to their tally, right? The total amount of points that they have up to this point. But, of course, as we know, we are going to be taking a look at those replays. So, let's enjoy that, and we'll be back in a short moment. Bam! There we go. Some pretty nice highlights coming through from that one. Of course, it's about that time, right? We need to take a look and see who our MVPs are. Who are the players fighting themselves up in pole position? Who are the ones to lock in the most eliminations? It was a very tough play. Let's be honest, right? I mean, not a lot of teams picking up some insane eliminations, but we did see a lot more consistency coming through with the share of those eliminations across the board, seeing that we have a little fewer teams walking away with those bubbles next to their name. But of course, first up, we need to take a look and see who got the most eliminations, who got the most damage, and of course, who hit the longest hit. So far, we've seen a 504-meter hit coming through. That is quite the range. But of course, we'd love to hear your thoughts as well, so do share that with us over on social media. You can head on over to YouTube, as well as Facebook, and a little bit of that TikTok action as well. So be sure to include the hashtag PMPL Africa alongside your comments, your thoughts. But I think most importantly, we'd love to hear who you think is the predicted team to take the victory of this season, right? Who do you think is going to be the team? Do you think it's going to be RUKH Esports that are going to be clutching it up? I mean, they did show up quite aggressively throughout that region clash. So, you know, there could be a bit of an opportunity. Of course, it is time for us now to take a look and see who our top performers are. It's going to be G Brute coming through for the side of Special with 6 eliminations, 2 of which came through from utilities. Then Vankid locking in the most aggression. And again, hitting a 333 meter hit. Pretty good play on their end. And then, of course, we got Senke coming through with the greatest distance travel. So you can see XENON, they've definitely been very mobile in this past match. Doing quite a bit of rotating. But, well, as we know, they also rotated themselves all the way up into at least 3rd place. So a good run. We got to give them that, right? You can't really falter any of these things. The teams are sitting out here. They are trying. But, of course, well, our first 2 matches of the day. Done and dusted, right? I'm curious to see what is going to come through as we do take a look at our placement points here. It is going to be 15 points in total going over to the side there of RUKH. Plus 18 with that winner chicken dinner. Are going to be sat in 2nd place, though. And then, of course, we got the players from XENON secured on 12 points as well. The ARB Golden team, Arab Golden team coming through there with a lovely 5 eliminations up as well. Cindy not being familiar with the African teams aside from RUKH. I mean, we've seen so many teams play it out right across the board. As you can see a little bit further on down, Smash and Jack, unfortunately, right, going to be sent back empty-handed. So Smash team and Jack Digger Esports. Ooh. Not so happy finish. But yes, we do have the FALCONS in here. They are going to be joining us back in the next match, as we are going to be prepping up for a little bit of that Sanhok interaction, right? The great map for a lot of aggression. So curious to see if we're going to be having any of those hot drops come through, as that is especially what this map lends itself to, right? The teams being much closer to each other. Curious to see who's going to be the one to step it up, right? Of course, moving into match number 3, the players from Group D are going to be joining us, right? So that is Blackhand, FALCONS, as well as Superpower and Wave. And we are going to be having the players then in Group C take a bit of a break. But in the meanwhile, let's take a look at our leaderboard as we have +18 now sitting at the top of the board with a glorious 23 points. And of course, we got RUKH then a very close second to that. Also, the World of Battle with a winner chicken dinner currently sat on 18 total points. But they're going to have the opportunity to continue that defense as we are going to be heading into a little bit of that lovely Sanhok action. XENON not going to have that luxury just yet, but as we take a look at the rest, Blackhand, very surprising spot to find them in after such a short period, right? 3 points. That's it. Well, they've only played 1 match. I guess that makes sense, but still, right? Blackhand, if they're gonna look to bring in those upsets, right? Sanhok is going to be a map in which we could see them very much do that, right? Seeing that they've now had their break, they should be all vibed and ready to go. So I want to see them just crack Sanhok wide open. Because 3 points? Yeah. I don't quite know what I think of 3 points. I mean, 3 points, that's also what we've got the players from 77k on. Then we've got the players from Castle Black sitting on 2. We've got Smash on 2. As well as Mo Esports and Superpower then sitting on 1 and no points just yet. But as we are going to be heading into Sanhok, the opportunity is going to be there, right? The teams will have the chance to get a little bit more aggressive, to get those points in, to see exactly how many points they can lock in. I'm at least going to be looking for a double-digit elimination play from one of our teams, right? If that's going to be Blackhand, so be it. If it's going to be FALCONS, so be it. If it's going to be someone like RUKH, then so be it as well. But of course, it's not going to be RUKH because they're in Group C, right? So they're going to be on break, so we won't see it from their end just well. I mean, talking about consistency though, RUKH has been the most aggressive team, sitting with the most eliminations so far for the day. They are sitting on 12, which puts them at least 3 ahead of the competition, right? So XENON, as well as Special Esports, they are only locked in on 9. So there's a great opportunity for even more eliminations. Of course, speaking about eliminations, speaking about opportunity, we are going to be heading in onto the plane to see exactly what our teams are going to be doing. So let's get a look as we venture on through. Of course, moving into Sanhok flight path, not all too important. What is going to matter most is going to be where that first initial zone is going to be popping into. Alright, so if you want to drop your predictions in the chat, either way you think the zone's going to be going, or who do you think is going to be the one to clutch it up? Let me know, let me know. Crown saying that Falcons White was Titan Gaming in the spring split. Alright, so let's see what that zone is going to be doing. Where will it take us? That's why I'm confused. If it's the same Falcons from Team PMWI. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, there we have it, the zone. Finding itself over on towards the western side. So, Ruins, or potentially even Trifecta, could be receiving quite a bit of love here. In the meanwhile, it's going to be Raad trying to fend off the advances coming through from Virtual Gaming Squad. There we have it. Amjid is down. So Virtual Gaming Squad down to a 3-piece. Raad also going to be sitting on 3. So a very even start here. But of course, then we can see the players there from Superpower. Just holding towards the northern edge. So it could be quite a bit of contention up in towards Bootcamp. But Hatin is also really just popping off. We got the Jack Digger as well as the players then coming through from +18. Very contentious up there, but look at that spray though, Zuxi! Getting a double whammy. Yep, there we go. Chop chop, that does it. So Zuxi now sitting on 2 elims, Fivo on 1. But are they going to be able to find the final contender? Right, the last hopeful for the side there of Virtual. Meanwhile, you can see Wave also now moving in as they encroach up into those lovely bootcamp hills towards the south there. Ooh. Raad now, they've got a few visitors. Right. Superpower. I wonder what their superpower is. We've got Alpha Luigi. Very, very familiar name. We got Berlin White Boy. I also remember them from the previous season. And Unab. Ooh, alright. Come on. Superpower Africa. Is it heat? Is that what they're going to be bringing to the table? Raad now just lumbering themselves up. Getting ready. You can see them starting to move. Nigma for the win. Sure, Frosty. Sure. That's exactly what we're going to be experiencing here. But let's see now what hope lies ahead for Hulk. Are they going to be able to smash it? Or maybe not. Right. Alphology now going to be clearing the roof, ensuring that there's nobody there that could have a bit of an overlook on them. But of course, well, I'm not quite sure if they are aware of the whereabouts of Waves. You can see Petrox already perched up on the roof. Getting it ready for a little bit of that action. Right now, we get a nice care package making its way on in as well. So let's see who's going to be blessed with a bit of an upgrade. Alright, so we have a lovely, lovely standoff now coming in up into Bootcamp. Oh, Zuxi is going to be falling. Wipe Boy staying true to their name as they wipe. Zuxi on down. Berlin is going to be falling next. Ooh, so there could still be a bit of hope here for Raad as they step into a 2v3. Oh, nice peek. Nice peek by Fever. Finding themselves a little bit of that Alpha Logi. Oh, yep, the upset being played by Wave. Bedrock's perched on that roof, just reaching in. There we go. There we go. It's the end of round. 5 eliminations up, though. I mean, quite the dent that they've left in this lobby. Even though they got taken out very, very early on. Pretty sure that is not going to deter their hopes moving forward. Meanwhile, it's now going to be reliant on RUKH here for the side of Virtual Gaming. Superpower. Well, they've superpowered themselves with 2 eliminations up already. Let's see where the rest of the teams are going to go now. As we got the Vampires moving in just north of Quarry. Right, so the team's now just going to be enjoying the scenery. Enjoying the positions, looking to see what Sanhok is going to bring. Meanwhile, Falcons, ooh, close to center. We've got 77k as well as Special also now starting to head on up. But with this next zone pop that's going to come through, it could really, really tighten things up quite a bit. Black Hand all the way up in towards that northern edge. And that is going to be exactly the position that they need to play off of. They've now got all that reach up in the mountains. But now let's see if they are going to look to embrace their inner mountain. Right, are they going to be able to find these positions, find the angles needed to play? Meanwhile, it's going to be Special Esports. And 77k having a bit of a standoff. Brody, YC, Ramsey scoping their way on in. So apparently, according to Mr. Grounds, based on his in-depth analysis, right, he has now come to the conclusion, made the assessment that this is going to be a Black Hand zone, right? So are they going to take it hands down? Or will we see a little bit of that contention? A little bit of opposition finding its way on through. In the meanwhile, it's going to be the world of battle. Trying to hold on to the top of the hill. Maybe find a bit of leverage down onto the Falcons. But again, not going to be the easiest position to play off of. The Falcons could definitely look to sneak their way on around, as that seems to be the play. The Vampires also going to be holding over on towards the eastern side. Get clear vision just up ahead. Beautiful prediction for some clear skies to come through here as well. Meanwhile, Vampire's going to be looking to see what they can make happen. Maybe a little bit of magic. Veto, going to be vetoing their way on down south. Ooh, this could be an interesting spot now. Especially for the clear vision rotation. I especially think that they are going to be maybe looking to pull through by none, as that will allow them a bit of a transition right from this eastern side, right up in towards the zone, further on towards that western front. Meanwhile, the Falcons are now up to the bridge. Could get contested with 77k hanging in the wing. Oh, psych. You gotta watch out, though. As they hammer on down to Thor. Sparking a bit of excitement here. Teak and Puncher King also going to be hanging in the wing. Meanwhile, we do see Hand coming through with a bit of a spray up north. They do step into the feed there. Oh, come on. Psych, what you gonna get? What you gonna get? A 9Q. definitely limber enough to navigate these boulders. But are they going to be limber enough, nimble enough to get those sprays secured? You see anticipation just building up. Meanwhile, it's going to be the World of Battle still holding towards the southern edge of zone. Got Special just here in the wing, but the zone is going to be moving much, much closer to Camp Alpha. So this is a golden opportunity now for Falcons to get themselves situated either on the bridge or towards the northern side of the bridge for a little bit of that boot camp, or rather bridge camping action to come on in. Vampires down to 2. Oh, things are going to really start to tighten up. Now it's Special moving in. They've turned their sights onto the World of Battle, not happy with playing a distant angle. Instead, they are going to come rushing straight on forward, stepping up to their door, demanding action. Oh, and there we have it. There we have it. Brute, the aggressor from our previous match over on Miramar, now unfortunately finds themselves on their knees, having to rely on the rest of the team, looking to see if they can ride out the storm. But it's going to be the World of Battle. Oh, getting ready for a bit of action. Muhammad gets down. Johnny comes out. That is Broly down. Krona, Hazem, still up on their feet. Still could make quite a bit of a difference. That is now going to be Brute. Back on their feet, ready to go. Now Hazem having to play a runaway as they get chased on down. And that is it. The World of Battle out in 14th place with only one elimination to their name. Meanwhile, we jump over to the bridge. Right up in Painan. See that blue now closing on through. We got ARB, or Arab Golden rather, on the front line. You can tell someone has just come from PMPL Arabia, right? It's going to be Arab Golden holding city. Got a great gatekeeping opportunity here. But now they just got to flex that down onto the Vampires, and that is exactly what we see Gaddafi actually doing from Wave. Wow, playing all the way from within Trifecta. Quite a bit of a reach, quite a bit of an angle. Arab Golden still going to be trying to lock down this bridge as best they can. Vampires, very limited options here. They are going to be sitting here just tanking on that blue damage. Now, Arab Golden starting to rotate up. Looking to find a bit of safety, but the only safety they'll find is that of 77k, perched just up ahead. Oh, clear vision. Also now down to Pocus. As One Shot looks to join on through. You can see Superpower now starting to make their approach as well. But it's going to be Wave Esports now trying to lock down at least this eastern front. Meanwhile, Falcons and the players there from Jack getting into a little bit of an altercation. That is Jack Digger Esports. Oh, here we go. P6 does secure perks. And that is one of the perks. Finding yourself out in that safe territory, right? Not really having to worry too much about the zone. As the Falcons now look to leverage the angles. But again, how are they going to play on forward? The only team currently holding on to zone is going to be the players here from +18. GREEDYFORKILLS now just rotating out of the lovely Camp Alpha as we do say goodbye to the Vampires. As they will get drained and off they go. Down to our final 12. Frosty calling a massacre on the bridge. Which one though? Because we have a few. There's a very tiny one and then an actual proper bridge. I'm not quite sure why Falcons left the bridge. As I said before, that could have been a golden opportunity for them to just gatekeep the living heck out of it, right? Play a great bridge camp. Now talking about that bridge, here we go. 77k are going to be looking to get that southern edge on the lockdown. Ooh, up comes the rush now as Arab Golden can push over uncontested. Come on, Thor. Where's that hammer? Get in there. Get in there. Oh, 77k with a bit of a missed opportunity. But in the meanwhile, it is going to be the Falcons now looking to capitalize, as they are instead presented with a golden chance. You can see Mason is down. It's now going to be Syke looking to get a bit of distance in between themselves and a potential explosion. But instead, they rush right up onto Arab Golden. Here we go. The jump shots come in. The shotties reign supreme as the Falcons come in and wipe the floor. Oh, Frosty, that one. I assume that was the one that you were talking about. That was going to be Arab Golden's opportunity to see if they can get this massacre started, right? Will they get the party underway? Remember those blinky dots? Those are where players have fallen, right? So there's no one necessarily at that particular spot. Yes, Petrox is just enjoying a little bit of the loot, ensuring that they've got adequate supplies to rotate into those later stages. As the Zoro now pulls back up onto the mountains, we do say goodbye to P6, or Syke, as Thor finally swung their hammer. But the contention still holds on the bridge. Morteza, Cacao, still going to be trying to find their way across safely. Meanwhile, Mo Esports are going to get backed up all the way back in 12th place. 11th goes to the side there of Superpower, as they do find themselves 4 eliminations. But the highest damage that we've seen so far in just the first 2 matches, right, has come through from the blue. Blue Zone has claimed 20 eliminations. 13 in the first match and 7 in match number 2. What is the tally going to be for the blue moving into this game? As we have seen quite a few unfortunate players finding themselves in a much less than opportune angle. Now, it's going to be Special Esports up on the bridge. Brute getting hit with quite a bit of a spray. 77k also now in a little bit of danger here. Unfortunately, they still have Thor and Cacao are looking to see how they can play through this. Oh, there we go. Beautiful work being done. That is the 5th elimination, and then the 3rd one coming through onto Thor. Falcons now just secured up towards the southern edge of zone. They got greedy for kills. Just a little bit further up the road. But are they going to be noisy neighbors, or are they going to be looking to play the upset? We do say goodbye to 77, getting sent out with 5 elims though. As we hope for some pretty sweaty angles, especially coming through for Greedy and +18, right? Both these teams are going to be holding on to some compounds, but they are still in need of a few eliminations. Yep, the zone already had a 20 KD coming into this match. Right, I'm not quite sure what the KD is going to be after this match, but we are going to find out pretty dang soon. Of course, I'll give you the update once the map finishes, or the game finishes, right? The match is done. Then we'll know what the KD of everybody is. In the meanwhile, it's going to be +18, looking to lock down the eastern side. But if it's up to Black Hand, they might have a different idea at hand here. Let's see how this one is going to play out as XENON lets the nade loose. Oh, Cacao goes down. XENON are having to try and find a little bit of something there, managing to somehow miraculously evade a major onslaught. Lazaro coming through for that res. Oh, there we have it. Clear vision. They get shipped out. That is the end of the road for them. Two eliminations and 1 placement point going their way. According to Hollywood, the winner of this fight is going to win the match. So it's either going to be Wave +18 or Black Hand. This is going to be a three-way fight. Mazzaro is going to be falling to the blue. Eflex goes on down. Beautiful nade here from Wave, and that is +18. Following hard on the heels of a big chunk of that Black Hand team as well. Black Hand, of course, down to Storm. Greedy. Still going to be holding on to all 4 players. Their shot did venture up to center zone. See, Milas is going to make it. Oh, no. Down they go. Beautiful blaze, though, from NASA. So that is yet another team getting ticked off. Now, down to the final 4. Ooh. Greedy definitely holding on to a slight numbers advantage here. Not exactly the cleanest position. We've got to be looking to ride it out as well. Already sitting on the double digits. That's exactly what I ordered. So happy to see that they deliver. Now, Greedy, all the way down on that southern edge. Again, a very, very difficult position to play off of. As you can see, you could either have a rain down of opponents coming through, or they could find themselves in a very, very sticky situation. Meanwhile, it's going to be Wave now, trying to make the most with the 3 players they've got left. Oh, Bedrocks, though, has been found as Dalhop springs into action. It's now up to Zizal and Rex. Storm coming through with a response. Oh, this is now the opportunity for Greedy to come in and bounce. Wave, out they go. It's now only Storm standing between Greedy and that winner chicken dinner. The rumble in the jungle about to run its course. But up comes the full send now for Greedy. They want that chicken. They need that chicken. They get that chicken. As they do very swiftly dispose of Black Hand. Storm, down they go. And that is it. Ticking it off. That is theirs. Yes, Storm found themselves in a 1v6. They managed to survive the initial part of that. At least the first third. But down they go. There we have it. Greedy coming through on 598 damage that they dealt. 2 damage markers less than the amount of eliminations they were able to secure. And of course, well, taking or healing, recovering 564 damage. Yes, that is indeed one of those. Why are you running? Why are you running? Where you gotta go? You run out in the open for what reason? But he has good play nonetheless. Some exciting things coming through in this match. I mean, Sanhok definitely filled with quite a bit of action as we saw our teams really jumping at the opportunity. We got our first double-digit elims being secured in this match. So really gotta love it what these teams are bringing through. Hey, we got FM joining us in the chat as well. I'm in. Are you dancing around the block or dancing around the rock like we just saw Storm doing? Right, but either which way, good showing coming through. Now that makes me excited for the rest of the matches that we have in store for the day. Speaking about excitement, let's take a look at a few of the replays.
خشبة المسرح مهيئة لمحترفي أفريقيا ليحققوا لقب موسم الخريف. إليكم أبرز الفرق الذي بالفعل متقدمة في السباق. لنقدم المتنافسين على لقب PMPL Africa Fall 2023. قابل فالكونز وايد. لم يكن لديهم أفضل وقت في مهمتهم القصيرة تحت راية تيم الفالكونز، لكنهم يخيفون الساحة بالوجود الشيطاني الذي كان لديهم في فصل الربيع تحت اسم تايتن جيمينج. لقد هيمنوا في مرحلة الدوري مثل قوة الطبيعة. انتهى الأمر بالفريق متقدمين ب87 نقطة، وإحصائيات الإقصاء التي ستجعلك ترتجف. 3 من هؤلاء اللاعبين يحتلوا مركزا في قائمة أفضل 4 لاعبين في البطولة، ومع ذلك فإن تشغيلهم في تنسيقيات أقصر مثل النهائيات الكبرى أمر مقلق. ومن المؤكد أن عدم الوجود في مراكز جيدة كان له أثر سلبي على الفريق. هل سيكونون أكثر هياج للتعويض عن الخسارة هذا العام، أم أن الفريق سيتبنى نهجا أكثر استراتيجية؟
كمل يا ابو نشر، كمل. ام جي وضعك صعب يا صاحبي، وضعك صعب، وضعك صعب يا صاحبي، وضعك صعب يا صاحبي.
قابل القوة الغير متوقعة The World of Battle، المستضعفين الذين يتحدون التوقعات ويقلبون المطاردة رأسا على عقب. بدءا من نهائي مرحلة الدوري من المستوى المتوسط تحولوا إلى عمالقة نهائيات كبرى مع انفجار عشاء الدجاج الذي هز المتصدرين. ومع عشاء الدجاج الثلاثي في اليوم الأخير من نهائيات الربيع تفوقوا على أمثال تايتن جيمين والرخ إيسبورتس التي كانت تهيمن على مراكز التتويج. ومن تحت الرادار إلى منصة التتويج الفضية كانت قصة انتصارهم عبارة عن أفعوانية أبقت المشجعين على حافة مقاعدهم. والآن مع الدخول لموسم الخريف بنفس التشكيلة فإنهم جاهزون لكتابة فصل آخر يجعلك ملتصقا بشاشته.
بالك الهمي في خطر، الهمي جي جي، كورونا يا كورونا، ولع الدنيا كورونا.
هناك أيضا بعض المستضعفين الذين لم يصلوا أبدا إلى الشمس. قابل البلاك هاند، فرقة من الأبطال المجهولين بشغف مهول، على الرغم من أن التشكيلة تتكون من مواهب القوية في المعركة والتي تمسك في بعضها البعض في السراء والضراء، إلى أن قسم الكؤوس الخاص بهم لا يزال جافا. حتى في الموسم الماضي بدأوا بواحدة من أكثر السباقات الواعدة. أظهر اللاعب كوا 77 أسلوب لعب استثنائي في حالات الاختناق، وساعد راية فريقه على الارتفاع عاليا. ومع ذلك لم تكن الأمجاد الفردية كافية لضمان نهاية محترمة في النهائيات. وعلى الرغم من كوا 77 احتل المركز الثاني في قائمة أفضل اللاعبين، إلى أن فريقه لم يتمكن حتى من التأهل للبطولة. ومع ذلك ليس هناك من ينكر أنهم أحد أكثر مجموعة فتيان اتساقا في القائمة، وقد تم تصميمهم ليحلقوا عاليا في بطولات طويلة مثل الدوري الاحترافي.
من سيكون صاحب الزمان؟ ريدوكس والنوك داون، وتايتن شاكيد خارج معادلة المباراة. بسيخ ما زال يحاول يتلاعب يمينا يسار، ولكن الضغط المتواصل. يا سلام يا سلام،
المسروح مهيئ لصعودهم النيزكي، وهم يبثون عنادهم بالعدوان الجامح للاستيلاء على الصدارة وإسكات الرافضين مرة واحدة وإلى الأبد. رخ إيسبورتس هو فريق اجتمع مؤخرا في موسم الربيع الماضي، وحققت المواهب الشابة لأنفسهم المركز الثالث في كل من مرحلة الدوري ونهائيات PMPL سبرينغ. يحب هذا الفريق أيضا بناء زخمه من خلال معدلات الإقصاء العالية. حتى في النهائيات الكبرى حصل الفريق على عشاء دجاج واحد، في حين حصيلة الإقصاء احتسبت بما يقارب ضعف نقاط المركز. ولكن الأهم من ذلك أنه جميع أعضاء الفريق الأربعة صعدوا كوحدة واحدة لتأمين تلك المنصة. حصل كل لاعب من 4 لاعبين في النهائيات على 20 نقطة إضافية في جدول الترتيب العام، حيث لا يوجد شيء أكثر خطورة من فريق يتكون من لاعبين متمرسين في استخدام السلاح. أخيرا وليس آخرا، لدينا تشكيلة الكريبتكس الأسطورية مع الصورة الرمزية الجديدة للسينون. إن جوائزهم الدولية ليست سوى شهادة على قوتهم، ومع ذلك لم يواجه الفريق شيئا سوى وجع القلب في المواسم القليلة الماضية. بالنظر إلى المواهب الفردية الموجودة على متن الفريق، فإنه فريق من ذوي الكفاءات العالية ومن العيار الثقيل، ولا يمكن للمرء أبدا أن يشطبهم ويتغاضى عن كونهم مخضرمين. لديهم ما يكفي لتنظيف هذه الساحة، لكن هل يمكنهم إيجاد إيقاعهم في هذه المجموعة الموهوبة من المنافسين؟ اكتشف ذلك في PMPL Africa Fall 2023.
Well, there we go. There we go. Very interesting story, right? As to how these teams have performed in this previous season. But of course, now we're here, right? Now we need to see what these teams are going to be bringing to the battlefield. How they're going to be looking to step it up. How they're going to be looking to perform as we are going to be heading, well, into a little bit of the hot and sweaty action right over onto Miramar. So there is going to be a pretty big expectation coming through to see exactly how these teams are going to be stepping up. Who's going to be the ones to pop off? And who's going to be the ones to light this lobby on fire, right? We need a little bit of that fire. We need a little bit of that action. Of course, that is going to be the play of the day. We want to see who's the ones to step it up and bring all the excitement that they can muster. Of course, we've already seen our first 3 games being played out, so we have 2 more left to go. Now, moving into match number 4, which is going to be on Miramar, it is going to be Group B that are going to be sitting this one out. So that means it's going to be Mo Esports +18, as well as the players from Special, and then the World of Battle, right? But that also means that we are going to be having the players from Group C join us back out on the battlefield, as that will now allow the opportunity for Castle Black, for RUKH Esports, as well as Smash Team, and then of course XENON to show us exactly what they are going to be bringing out onto the desert. So there's going to be a lot of excitement yet to come on through. Be sure to drop your predictions in the chat. Let me know, who do you think is going to be the team to take the victory? Who's going to be the team to take that winner chicken dinner? Of course, excited about these answers. As we know, looking back at the first match, the first Miramar that we've had, +18, they were the team to step up, claim that prize, doing so with only 3 eliminations, but the chicken dinner nonetheless. So are we going to have another team step it up, maybe bring it in? Of course, there's only going to be one way to find out, right? Let's get ready to hop straight on in as we make our way on through. Getting ready to see what this flight path will have in store for us. See the lovely Impala up ahead. So that means we are going to be starting down in that southeastern side. Now, based on the names, it does seem like we are going to be heading a little bit further towards the north. But not a heavy slant. Ooh. Essentially almost cutting straight through the middle. As Picado, or just the eastern side of the O, right? Just on the edge of that O, marks the middle point of this map. So that is pretty much as close to center as we are going to be finding it. So El Pozo is going to be an interesting position indeed. So let's see who's going to be the team to step it up. Who's going to be one to shake it up? Maybe slap a few tables around. Who knows? But be sure to drop your prediction. Let me know. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, Castle Black. And 77k. Going for a very early start. Both teams dropping straight down into Puerto Pareso. Alright, we'll take it, we'll take it, we'll take it. As you can see, +18, the World of Battle Special and Mo Esports are going to be sitting this one out. But the zone centers up just to that southeastern side of Los Leones. So curious to see what Smash are going to be doing with the free reign that they've now got up in center zone. Shout out coming through there for Falcons. And Black Hand. Ooh, RUKH Esports locking in the early aggression. As they do pick up Alpha Logi and a Wipe Boy. Down they go. So that is Super Power. Now getting powered down. As they are left with only Berlin and Unab. Berlin at least coming through with the M249. So that does allow them quite a bit of range. But if they want to reload, they got to do it now. before pushing forward into that fight. As you know, the reload, there we go, it takes about 5 minutes. So we'll return in a little while. Up comes Rami though, gonna be looking to find that angle. Ooh, the peak is there, but down goes Rami! This could be the upset. Berlin could clutch it out. Ooh, 2 down already, 1 more to go. Nice bit of pre-fire. Trying to keep the heat on the heels there. A little bit of a gamble between the M4 and the M249. As we now have Eugene joining the fray. Ooh, there we go. So not going to be able to be of much assistance here to Berlin, but instead, up comes Eugene with an M16 finish. Wow. So full auto versus burst mode. That is impressive. Alright, so that is RUKH Esports losing 1. At least, though, Rami was able to find those 2 eliminations. So, you know, a decent contribution to the team, even if it's just in the early stages. As RUKH Esports sit with a glorious 4 eliminations already to their name. Meanwhile, it's going to be Superpower experiencing a very, very difficult run here. Let's hope that they can pick it up once they return. All the way back on Erangel. Meanwhile, it's going to be Castle Black. Well, claiming their own mini castle here. The warehouses. All the way over towards, well, that southern edge of zone. So again, not the craziest position to play off of. But they do have Puerto just on the east. So they could still maybe look to come in with a bit of a play down onto 77k. In the meanwhile, it is going to be Jack Digger. They're going to be enjoying everything that Impala has to show. Curious to see if they are going to be opting for rotation at any point. I mean, I don't really see the need at this point, so they could essentially just sit in Impala and hold it down. In the meanwhile, it's going to be a Virtual Gaming Squad up in towards Chumacera. We got the Falcon White team just sneaking in. Those Falcons dropping in their usual location, right up into Valle del Mar. Curious to see how their rotation is going to play out. We do have Axel all the way up at the Minas del Valle. Meanwhile, it's Raad paying very close attention to the floor. They are currently going through their losing phase up in Monte Nuevo. But we do see XENON just pulling in on that western front. Soul coming through with a prediction for Hand to take the victory on this one. Well, let's see how they're going to rotate up. Currently being one of our most distant teams. All the way between Oasis and Water Treatment. Right, they are scattered in that territory. RUKH Esports in the meanwhile, they are going to be up towards Cruz del Valle. Also just casually looting up before starting their rotation, heading further on down. Doesn't seem like XENON was too focused on getting up close and aggressive. Instead, they are going to be looking to find that next position to call home. Senke and Gary Boy. The latter half of the squad now just rotating up the rear. We still have Marshall and Lazy Boy well ahead of them. Ooh, they could be going for a very, very southern positioning, but they're going to have to deal with the side of Falcons White. Also now starting to mobilize themselves, starting to head towards that zone. Meanwhile, in the wave camp, things are going to be looking pretty chill. They've got the angle here between La Bendita and North Los Leones. Meanwhile, it's going to be Jack Digger now secured up in the cigar. It's going about their business. Enjoying a few vehicle plays every here and there. But that might be somewhat short-lived, seeing that we do have the players from Smash Team just a little bit over towards that western side. Right, you can see Seven Reef and Knight. They're locked in. A beautiful perch. If they were one mountain over, they would definitely have been able to spot out exactly what Jack Digger is getting up to. In the meanwhile, it's going to be the Vampires now pulling in from the north as they do descend down upon potentially Minas Generales, maybe a little bit of Junkyard. Maybe even all the way down in towards La Bendita. Oh, I see. Here we go. Ooh. Yeah, we might have quite a bit of contentious play over towards that western side, right? We got RUKH, Virtual Gaming, as well as the players from lovely XENON and FALCONS White. Ooh, curious to see if we're going to have any fights break out there. Of course, 7 Reef now having quite a few bragging rights, right? Already hitting 504 meters in just the first match. That is pretty insane. That is quite a bit of a reach. But speaking about reach, let's see who's going to be able to reach all the way down into Puerto as the playable area has just been halved. So RUKH Esports and Black Hand having quite a bit of a journey up ahead of them. As you can see them still very, very distant. Still sucking on some blue juice all the way out there. But they can't have too much of that blue juice, right? You got to stop sipping at some time, as you need to get yourself situated up in towards the zone. Speaking about situations, there's going to be Wave and Arab Golden looking to kick the party into top gear, into high gear. Timon. Trying to find a bit of a position so they can heal themselves up. Ooh. You tell now on the edge. That could be a little bit dangerous. Oh, Zizal though getting met with a beautiful nade from Hazem. Great reach coming through here, but now it's going to be the opportunity for Wave to see if they can maybe pick it up. They're still going to watch out for Hazem as they come fishing through the smoke. They find Petrox. And that is Wave now having to double think their strategy moving through. Going to be up to Rex and Gaddafi to see if they can follow through here. Maybe get the plays up onto the rest of Arab Golden. Oh, good attempt. Unfortunately, Gaddafi not going to be as exposed as they would have liked. Rex, though, very, very dangerous in that buggy. See the buggy just on smoke. Ooh, there we have it, though. That is Arab Golden having their fate sealed. Out they go. Castle Black also going to be feeling quite a bit of that heat, as they will now get contested. The pressure, the play is going to be coming through here. It's going to be Virtual Gaming knocking on the door. So Faker, Amjid, opposite ends. Opposing teams, right? Ahmed also going to be looking to see if they can maybe find a bit of an angle moving in. Oh, no. No, they will get denied access as Amjid locks it in. Now going for the finish. It's going to be down to Joker. A very early finish. Potentially at hand here now for Castle Black. But I don't quite think that they know of Joker's whereabouts. They thought that was it. They thought that was the entire squad. Quite a bit of pressure now building up towards the northern edge there as well. As you can see, Impala about to just light on up. It's unfortunate seeing that the teams will have to push further down south, but it's going to be greedy for kills though. Locking in a little bit of clear vision. Here's to see what Joker's going to do, whether or not they're going to jump. And maybe look to claim a bit of an opportunity. Meanwhile, Hemar and NASA are going to be keeping it nice and quiet. Trying to play these ridge lines. Going to hope for that survivability. Trying to get themselves secured moving into this next phase. Now clear vision also in a very challenging position. But now, oh, Zizal actually running themselves over. As Wave take the approach coming through on the western front. Now it's going to be Raad and X. XENON getting ready for business. Down goes Marshall. Senge not going to be looking to follow suit. Instead, they are going to be playing a little bit safer, rotating up towards the northern side. Again, that ridge line could be quite a bit of a saving grace, but you can see Carry Boy not getting ready for the action. Meanwhile, it's going to be Raad yet to rotate up. So this could lead them right to the table here of XENON. Carry Boy, are they going to find that opportunity? Senge also just a little bit further away. Several vantage points being held. Now it's going to be GK and the Vampires still in contention for the north. Ooh, but who's going to be the one to get the plays though? GK sitting with 1. Vampires coming through on 2 elims. RUKH also going to be looking to make that mad dash. Second match today that we see the teams really struggling with the zone here. Pusher rather now gets claimed. It's going to be Pocus filling in the drink. Oh, the sprays are there. Oh, Eugene goes down. Default. What will they have for us? Well, it seems like a bit of a nade now getting let loose onto Cacao. As they find the spray, they find the Elam. Oh, now they gotta pay the price. Yep, that is it. RUKH Esports out with 5 eliminations. Oh, the finish coming through here from Ninja. Trying to get it done with the vehicle, but unfortunately, wasn't at hand just yet. We do say goodbye to Clear Vision though. Out they go. Only 1 point to their name. You can see still a very, very wide spread coming through here for the team. Smash and Jack Digger going to be looking to step it up as well. As the zone has now come a little bit more to its senses, pulling back onto dry land. Not looking to make it as intense for these teams. Now, Raad, XENON, still having a bit of a standoff here. It's still early days. So, however this unfolds for either of these teams, I mean, I guess it is going to be fine. Both teams looking very decent with regards to those points. As you can see up at the top there, XENON sitting on a lovely 15 points. They've come into this match with 14. Raad, they came into the match with 21, holding on to second place. XENON only trading by 7, leading into the action here. Ooh. Jack Digger, though, not going to be digging this play. They are essentially down to 1, and they've had no eliminations yet. Oh, let's see whether or not Smash are going to look to get it. Going to be Knight 7 Reef, but a bit of reach coming in on the edge as well. Alright, nice trade coming through here. Smash not looking over eager. Oh, but they get the job done. That is Knight saying good night to Jack Digger as they've played their last Miramar for the day. We are down to our final 10 teams. 29. Ooh, scratch that. Make it 27 players now still remain as Raad are going to be following very, very closely on the footsteps there of Jack Digger. So GREEDYFORKILLS also going to be joining them in that lobby as we are down to our final 8. So the numbers now really starting to fall. You can see Ninja Boy and the rest of the Vampires just going to be hanging around towards that northern edge, waiting to see if they can maybe find a bit of an opportunity. XENON also getting found out. Wow. Talk about upsets. So Virtual Gaming Squad, all the way towards that southwestern side of zone. Of course, sharing the position here with the FALCONS. The FALCONS are no stranger to moving into these contentious angles. Oh, there we go. There we go. Hulk now getting reminded that you need to pay very, very close attention to the surrounding area. Up comes Axa. But it's going to be Smash now push to top of the hill. Virtual Gaming Squad also just hanging on the edge. Ooh, Hulk again receiving that reminder as Ilyas now just comes on strafing through. But the rest of the Vampires, that's not going to deter them. Instead, they are going to be looking to improve their positioning, just moving the vehicles out of harm's way. Falcons looking for a potential position that they could look to fortify as the zone is going to get ready to pop. Where's it going to take us though? Is it going to go north? No. A slight northern push, but essentially still center. So this will now allow for that follow through to come in from the Falcons. Looking to see if they can get the jump in, or maybe a bit of a rotation in onto the side here of Smash. Meanwhile, things still looking pretty challenging. Coming through for the side of Virtual Gaming Squad. A very divided approach they are taking moving into the zone. But it is Miramar, so they're not going to get too punished for that just yet. In the meanwhile, it's going to be Koa. Oh! Koa and Mozaro managing to bring the end of Wave Esports. Now down to the final 6. Black Hand, Virtual Gaming Squad, both squads sitting on 6 eliminations up. But who's going to be the next one to step up? As you do see, Yafor's getting taken on down. Up comes the push though. This is going to be Mazzaro. Storm looking to turn up the heat, turn up the pressure. But Black Hand still with a full squad. We get Keme also not joining us for this match. Black Hand also just utilizing all the available space. Trying to expand as much as they possibly can. Trying to cover all the angles. Oh, 77k though. Gonna be pushing in alongside the Vampires. Things are really starting to tighten up. Oh, come on. Come on. Apparently, this is going to be a Black Hander victory about to make its way on through. So says Soul. Ooh. Alright. Alright. Koa finds the quick trade. The finish up onto Yafoz. Hulk, Ferez, and Amjid still keeping it nice and quiet on that edge. Again, not going to be looking to expose themselves unnecessarily, but if looking at the approach coming through here from Black Hand and Smash, they might not have much option. Not much of a choice. But again, a very, very segregated zone that we've got here, right? The players all just keeping very, very distant. Everyone just hugging the edge of zone. Aside from Seven Reef and Psych that have all now pulled up into center zone. Smash team also waiting for a bit of an opportunity here. They've heard a lot of the sprays now going down up ahead of them. They do have quite a bit of a position to play down onto Virtual Gaming Squad. Let's see whether Knight is going to be able to find the angles. Oh, so close. There we go. Oh, that is coming through with a beautiful DBS to the face. Koa now springing into action. We're yet to see Kemi bringing in their share of the carnage. But there we have it. Kemi now finding Black Lost. One down. Hulk down. The Smash and Virtual Gaming Squad now feeling the heat. G trying to run. Trying to run. Oh, they're going to be able to get away though. No, instead they pull in front of Seven Reef. The Smash not going to be backing down. They might have lost a player, but that is not going to deter them. They will stay committed. Virtual Gaming Squad trying to get the zone edge under lockdown. But G not going to have much luck with regards to that. Also, just hiding up behind the monster truck. It is a big, easy target to hit. Oh, this is risky. This is risky. But G now looks to play the opportunity. Zone essentially uncontested, especially moving in towards that center. Yeah, Ellen with the first message. Right, so Vampires also going to be looking to lock down the north, right? Still have Morteza to contest with, and there we go. Right, that alleviates quite a bit of pressure coming through onto the zone as they start making their way on in. 77k. Bidding farewell. As they will get shipped out with 5 eliminations up though. Ooh, Falcons. Quite risky. Nice play though. That is it. Smash. Oh, losing 2 down to 1. It's now all reliant on Ilias to see whether or not they can play for that survivability. Meanwhile, it's going to be Virtual Gaming Squad. Out they go. 7 elims to their name. Kawa is farming. Lord have mercy. So let's see how this is going to go, though, for our remaining players. We got 4 squads left. 13 players left to duke it out. Everyone essentially now being secured within the zone. Let's see if Blackhand are going to be looking to clutch it up. They do sit on 10 eliminations. Come on, with half of the contribution. A big carry. Let's see, is Koa going to be able to follow through all the way to the end? Now it's going to be the Vampires. Ooh, that's going to get pushed on as the Falcons come sneaking on in. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Buncher King gets punched on down as Hazard comes through with a spray. That is a very good defense. Now let's see whether or not Axel can get that nade in. Oh, does find a bit of damage, but not sufficiently so. Vampires still in it to win it. Oh, now Malek is down. That does start to change things up. The Vampires are left with only a 3-piece. And a very challenging position just on the outskirts of zone. Up comes the push, the play. Black Hand now looking determined. They want to secure it. They are going up against only 5 other contestants here. 5 other contenders. Oh, there we go. Teak has been spotted. Let's see if the nades will reach. Bounce is there. Ooh, it gets very close. Oh, yeah, Hazard now trying to stay true to their name. Trying to be quite a bit of a menace. Vampires ready with 8 eliminations up. This is one of the only teams, if you say they suck, you mean it in all the best possible ways, right? Because that's what Vampires do. They drain. Oh, as they look to drain their 9th body. There we go. The Hazard leading with regards to those elims, sitting on 4 for the squad. Essentially bring in nearly half of that. Ooh, let's see whether or not Hazard can find a few more. It's going to be Storm. Koa. Looking to double down. Oh, come on. Hazard, make a run! Oh, yeah, no luck in that. Koa does lock it in. 14 eliminations already secured for Black Hand. And we are down to the final 3. Falcons white on 1. Smash on 1. Ilias has unfortunately not found themselves the elimination. And now this could be the play, right? Black Hand, they've got the numbers. They have the opportunity. They've got the zone. But now we got to see them lock in that winner chicken dinner. Oh, Ilias, start running. Keme and Koa. And everybody else is going to come. Oh, but Ilias. Oh, there we go. Well, Ilias going through with some response. Now it's going to be down to AXA. Oh. Having the lead just nip at their heels. Looks to find the play on towards Goa. Oh, the follow through is there. Heavy is the hand indeed. Heavy with Elam sitting on 15. They could find number 16 right about now. And they do as they get the Wanna chicken dinner. The last Miramar of the day. Going hand in hand with the action. What a play indeed. Black Hand securing themselves the victory. As they do reign supreme and getting our fattest chicken that we've had so far. Well freaking done. That chicken came in quite handy. 16 eliminations up, 2,722. Only receiving 867. Pretty dang impressive. But you gotta enjoy what these teams are capable of. I mean, Black Hand just stepping it up, clutching it out. 16 eliminations. I mean, that chicken is so stuffed, you can almost call it a turkey. But well done to them. It was about time that we see some big chickens come through. So who better than Black Hand to deliver that to the table? Of course, very, very exciting bit right here on Miramar. But of course, as we know, right, it's points time. We need to see a little bit of that, but we gotta get to that after the replays, right? So we need to first refresh all that plays in your mind so you can remember all the insanity, or most of the insanity that we had coming through. But yes, a very, very satisfying performance coming through from Black Hand. It was about time. It was about time. So GG. Well played to them. Oh, I mean, the numbers work, and that means only one thing. Well, here we go. It is time for us to take a look at a few points, right? It is about that time. First up, I think we are going to be taking a look to see exactly who are our top performers with regards to eliminations, damage, the utility usage, as well as the range, and who just drove a lot. All covered a lot of ground, right? It'd be interesting to see exactly what that distance is going to be, seeing that we had a few teams having to cover quite a bit of ground to get themselves all the way down to that southwestern side. Well, for you, the southwest is over here somewhere. But yes, there's going to be a lot to see come through here. And yes, I did say stuffed turkey. I said the chicken's so stuffed it could almost be a turkey. That's what I said, right? So if you find that whichever way, it is what it is. But a very, very exciting match in case you missed it. And I hope you saw the replays, because we got to get into the points to see exactly what it is. Speaking of which, here we go. There's going to be Koa sealing the show with the most eliminations and the most damage. No surprise that we had Koa being an MVP, right? That is insane. I mean, Koa locking in as much damage as the amount of eliminations that the team brought in totality. So well played to them. Puncher definitely doing a lot of rotating there. As you can see, 11.3 Ks. But yeah, you got to give it up though to Black Hand. I mean, that just looks so nice to have right there. Woo! 16. I mean, that is, yeah, that's almost the exact amount of damage that Koa was able to bring in. Of course, we are going to be hopping into the graph to see exactly where the teams are with regards to it. But before we do that, let's take a look at this one, right? 26 points going over to the side of Black Hand. That means That means a little bit of something that we'll get into once we get into the leaderboard. Oh, of course, the Vampires coming through with 9 eliminations, and they're 4 points from the place points. Puts them on a grand total of 13. But as we take a look at that second page, it's going to be Jack Digger and Castle Black not having the kind of finish that they would have wanted, right? It is what it is, though. You know, some teams win, other teams will get another opportunity coming through a little bit later on. But of course, as we know, there's only going to be one more opportunity here today. Right, only one. As we listen to the funky tunes. Vito is from Sweden. That is almost Norway. Well, I mean, speaking of Vito, let's get straight into the points. It is going to be Black Hand holding on to a very comfortable position. As you can see them now taking a 7-slot jump. Right, they started all the way in 8th place before this previous match. And now, look at where they are. 40 points to their name. Oh, as a result, +18, they've moved down 2 slots. Greedy has moved down 2. Vampires, they've also moved up 7 slots into 7th place. And then taking a look at the second page, 77k, they've moved up 2 into 11th. We've seen Virtual Gaming Squad moving up 4 slots into 12th place. And then we see Smash Team with a 2-slot jump all the way up into 16. Ooh. Alright, gotta like it though. I mean, some pretty impressive jumps, right? We had 2 7-slot jumps come through. Blackhand moving up 7 into pole position, and then of course we did see the players from Vampires also with a 7-slot jump. And then of course Virtual Gaming with 4 slots all the way up into 12th place. That is quite a steep jump to make, but it's early game. You know, the points are not that high just yet, so... But it's impressive nonetheless, right? So these teams definitely doing quite a bit of work. But the work is far from over, because we still have another map to go into, right? We are going to be prepping for our final game. It is going to be all the way over onto the lovely Erangel to see exactly what our teams are going to be bringing in. Unreal the work coming through from Black Hand today. Yes, Koa MVP. Indeed. I would be surprised if we have someone else contesting Koa for the MVP for the season. Because who knows? I mean, based on what we just saw, you know, Koa's ready to roll, right? It's going to be difficult, especially for the opposing teams to beat. So, but you got to love it. That's why we're here. We want to see all the crazy action that the Africa region can bring it to the table. In the meanwhile, of course, well, we are going to get ready to jump straight onto Erangel. So if you've got any predictions with regards to flight path, with regards to zone, or potentially who you think is going to be taking that one-on-one chicken dinner, now would be the time to let me know. Of course, also, right, the previous match number 4, that was also the last match then for the players coming through from Group A, right? So 77k, Jack Digger, as well as RUKH and Vampires. They are done. They've played all 4 their matches for the day. This, of course, now the return of Mo Esports, +18, as well as the players from Special Esports. And then, of course, we've got the World of Battle joining us out on the battlefield to close up match number 5. So let's see how this is going to go. We've got Vankid, Rami, Default, and Psych. All MVP materia. Yes. Vankid is not a human. I mean, I'm curious to see exactly how they are going to be performing. It's still pretty early, right? I mean, there's not much of an assessment we can make, but what we can make is a very safe assumption that it's Erangel time. We are going to be coming in from that southern side, right? Southeastern edge. Monster Power. Oh, it does seem like we are leaning quite heavily all the way down towards that southern edge of zone. Is this going to be a melee base zone yet again? Is it going to take us somewhere else? As we build the suspense with the music, we look to have all our questions answered. If you have any of those predictions to come through, let me know in the chat. In the meanwhile, we'll look on as we see Mo Esports and Smash Team heading up in towards Multi Power, or potentially even closer. All the way up in towards Lipovka. It's not scary music, it's intense music. We're building the suspense. Look at Eflex. Eflex is ready. Right, Eflex knows what's up. The grenade eliminations coming through there as well. Again, coming through with 2 alongside the rest of them. Hey, hey, hey. Speaking about again, here is the leaderboard. In case you missed it just a few moments ago, we currently have the players from 77K and Virtual Gaming Squad both tied on 16, and the answer is yes! We are going to be heading straight down south. Right on to Sosnovka yet again. Well, there's a very high probability for that to come through. But where exactly is that zone going to finish? That is yet to be seen. In the meanwhile, also Black, they're going to be smiling quite a bit, seeing that they have a good start already up in towards Novorepnoye. Plus 18 also going to be holding onto the edge. And just like that, the music returns as we hop back onto Black Hand. It's going to be Mozaro and Storm. Storming across the territory here as they got to be heading up into Yasnaya Polyana. Looking to claim the title of our most northern team. At least for the time being. There we go. Nice parking. Luckily for Storm, it's free parking, right? So they don't have to pay. Let's see if they're going to be able to get into that window, though. No. Maybe just studying, you know, like admiring the architecture that went into building the edge of that. Meanwhile, it's going to be our force, though, coming through with a bit of a Uzi spray over on towards the western bridge. As they go absolutely crazy. Oh, wow. Plus 18, getting down to a -2. Maybe a -2. That maybe makes a bit more sense. There's Virtual Gaming Squad. Now, we'll have free reign to... Yep, that's the thing. To rotate across that bridge. Looking to get themselves situated. Of course, our second team now venturing onto that Millie Island. Ellen saying that the zone is going to go center to west. Yeah. I mean, center, sure. Right, the zone is touching the center of the zone, of the map. But it's definitely not going to go anywhere close to that. Meanwhile, it's going to be Wave. Ooh. Stepping up to the challenge here. Ooh. Down goes Gaddafi. Rami. Rami. Now it's going to be XENON. One of the final few contenders left here for plus 18. Gold to glory. Oh, yeah. I definitely think we could be looking at another melee-based zone. Oh, yeah. Plus 18 now, down 3. So it's what, plus 15? There we go. They are going to be feeling quite a bit of pressure coming through here from RUKH Esports. Already finding themselves on 4 eliminations. I mean, Wave also getting caught in quite a bit of a splash. As there is going to be yet another push coming through towards the bridge. Oh. Not quite sure where Black Loss is aiming. Definitely not where the where the crosshair is showing. Vito right on target. They do find Knight, bidding them farewell. Ilias also getting blown up. So Black Loss now going to be the last remaining hopeful left. Let's see whether or not they can defend their honor. Yes. Alright, so don't get confused by the crosshair. That is not, it's not pointing us in the right direction. Let's see if Vankit can point it in the right direction, though. Oh, there we go. Come on. Oh, 7 Reef will be denied the opportunity to come in with another insane ranged hit. We also wave goodbye to our first team out back into the lobby. That is the end of their run here on day number 1. We're down to our remaining 15 teams. But Smash And +18, both down to only 1. Ooh, it's gonna be Castle Black perched on high. Looking to play a little bit of an upset here. It's Mad and Med. Nice. That's Mad, right? So Castle Black now going to be claiming the top of the hill. Let's see how long they'll be able to hold on to the territory. In the meanwhile, they're going to be looking to play a little bit of a cleanup. I know it says Ahmed and Mamed. Mamed? Yeah, Mamad. Yeah, Ahmed and Mamad. Ahmad. There we go. But if you just look at the last, it's Med and Mad. Mr. DK joke. But I know I'm gonna regret saying that. Ellen, it's fine. It's fine. You'll get it eventually. Don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. Same thing we can say here for NASA. Right? Don't stress about it. Just be sure no one spots you. Unless the name is G-Brute. Alright, but Greedy gonna be looking to keep it nice and quiet. We still have about 3 teams out in the blue. Our Golden and the players from Superpower are going to be venturing into Primorsk and Ferry Pier. Meanwhile, it's going to be Virtual Gaming Squad holding on to the Millie base in its totality, at least for the time being, right? We're yet to see where the rest of the teams are going to be looking to rotate in towards. GREEDYFORKILLS going to be opting for the west. RUKH are going to be keeping their position pretty locked down, close to that bridge. I can't exactly tell you whether or not there's someone that is yet to rotate over. But we'll find out soon enough, right? As we do have Superpower and the rest of the teams still over on towards that western side, the others up north. But this is going to be a little bit more favorable now for MEA Esports, as they could get themselves much, much closer to that zone. Arab Golden going to be chilling out in the drink here. Half of the squad in one, half of the squad in the other. But a nice little bit of scenery coming through there. Meanwhile, the World of Battle still sipping on some blue juice. We got Arthur, Krona, and the rest yet to rotate up. They were quite aggressive in the start of the day. Things have quieted down a little bit now for the World of Battle. I mean, they've only found themselves 9 eliminations up to this point, more or less. Right? 9 eliminations, grand total of 19 points. We'll see them now come through right over there in 9th position. And meanwhile, it is going to be Clear Vision. Looking to get down to a little something special over here, right? A nice little bit of a wraparound. Ooh, focus. Oh, yes, special indeed. Are they going to find Brute, though? Oh, they do find Broly. Now it's up to Brute. Brute gets jabaited. And off they go. Clear Vision. Locking in 6 eliminations. So Focus and VanKid sharing the lead so far. But that opens up quite a bit of an opportunity now for Clear Vision, especially towards the northern side of zone. Or rather, more specifically, the northern portion of the island, right? They're not necessarily secured up north just yet. Now it's going to be Mo and Hand, as well as World of Battle. Oh, all just looking to get themselves crammed in. You see the southern side having a lot of flexibility there, right? Arab Golden and XENON definitely having a bit of free reign down south. I'm curious to see exactly where Arab Golden are going to be looking to beach themselves, though. I mean, looking at the gun trajectory, could be a little bit of a risky play, but, you know, they could still securely make it up onto a bit of dry land as the zone, oh, the zone pulls all the way up north. Clear vision. And special. You can see where they had their fight, right? Clear vision just holding nice and steadily there. Smash. Well, that's where they got smashed, down to 1. Falcons white still yet to make a play coming through from that eastern side. As you can see, Puncher King now starting to just encroach, creeping closer to that bridge. Meanwhile, it's going to be RUKH Esports just finding a bit of safe footing on the very, very edge of zone. But they're not 100% secure just yet. Still need to make that final push. Meanwhile, it's going to be XENON and Greedy. As Desha lets it loose, Hemo comes through with the follow-through, and that is Marshall brought to a very abrupt stop. XENON not exactly in the clear here. They still have the players there from Castle Black perched atop the hill. So it could be still quite a bit of an opportunity played. Particularly from the Castle Black side, right? They've got the angles, they've got the sight line. Vision, though, going to come creeping in here as well. With AXA leading the charge. Please hold. I'll tell you now. Give me a quick second. Hi, Javian. Cryptics, I mean, they're still there. They still have 3 players up. So it's not exactly the end of the road just yet. But, yeah, Master, they've made it in. They finished in the top 10. So we are going to be looking to see who will be the top 6 from Africa to make it through into that MEA Championship. Oh, come on. How is Black Hand? They're going to get themselves out of that one. They might find themselves with their hand in the cookie jar. Meanwhile, it's going to be RUKH now trying to lock down that southwestern side. There's still a virtual gaming squad within the vicinity. Golden and XENON down on that southern edge. Ooh. But this could be exactly now the opportunity here for clear vision. To get a bit of that double vision and just bring in the dominance over on towards Black Hand. You can see Mozaro is down out in the water. Not quite sure how they're going to survive it. As Koa and Storm are yet to push on up. But with clear vision lying in wait, it's going to be a very, very tough play. Oh. Focus now going to be looking to jump straight into the water. One shot, that's all they need. Right, one chance, one opportunity. One shot. Now, RUKH, the slow approach. Yeah, Javen, it's quite exciting to see NASA make it through. But now we get to see who their contenders will be. Teams will have yet another play, yet another opportunity. Oh, Mozaro is down. Koa could fall next. Not looking too great with that HP bar. Focus, though, going to be looking to poke and prod their way on through. Oh, but RUKH could play the upset here. RUKH could definitely play a big, major upset. Clear vision. They are going to be locked in. Coming through with those 6 eliminations. RUKH could be looking to find number 8. Let's go, Koa. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But first up, we'll need to say let's go Vision as they are finding the hits up into RUKH. Pusher and the rest of the team now just trying to keep themselves a little bit more distance. Up comes Vito trying to find at least some kind of finishing. Oh, beautiful trade with the Bison. As Rami gets stopped in their tracks. Ooh, Eugene falls next. Let's see whether or not Default is going to be able to come through with the necessary response. Oh, the utility is there, right? That Molly getting very, very close. The World of Battle also going to be looking to cause quite a bit of a problem there for the Falcons all the way on that eastern bridge. Come on, Vito. Are you going to clutch it? Pusher just waiting in the grass. Rami holding steady while we say goodbye to Castle Black. Out they go. 2 eliminations up. Oh. Pusher, not one to be forgotten about, as they're going to be stepping up, reminding Clear Vision as they do find Vito. Now one shot and a little bit of trouble as they also get brought to their knees. It's now essentially up to Focus. Oh, yeah, but never mind. Down they go, Clear Vision. Though 7 eliminations up. Decent run coming through from their end. The World of Battle now having a little bit of the favor return to them. ARB, Arab Golden. Gonna be on that southern edge. Going toe-to-toe here with XENON. Black Hand, though, getting shipped out in 11th place. Unfortunately, not a single point. Yeah, they've got nothing but bubbles. Literally, right? Because they fell in the drink. That is it. World of Battle getting sent away with 3 eliminations up. Curious to see what RUKH are going to be doing coming through from that western side. No one really there to stop them, at least not on the west. Quite a place yet to be made for the rest of that zone. XENON also playing a much more reserved game. Not going to be stepping up too aggressively, but there comes our predictions. It's a pretty even play between GREEDYFORKILLS and Virtual Gaming Squad. Both teams still in this match, still alive, so they could live up to that prediction. Of course, we have to come in with a little bit of that S12K suppress hits coming through here from Fairs. Vares! Senke, Carry Boy, Lazy Boy, oh boy! Looking to light it up, but instead it is going to be Senke lit on fire as Carry Boy overreaches a little bit in that molly, or Senke maybe just got a little bit too close. This could be the turning point. There we go. XENON getting X'd. Out they go, 9th place, 5 eliminations. Down to the final 8 we are. Meanwhile, Virtual Gaming Squad take a free reign. To some extent, towards that southeastern side. Teak now. Unfortunately, not going to be surviving the drink as they go out in 8th. 4 eliminations up, though. So, Mo Esports, GREEDYFORKILLS, 2 squads with still a full stack, right? All 4 players up. But RUKH Esports already up on 11, sitting on this double digit. Smash team, though. Yet to find a point, so not quite sure if Black Lost is going to be able to pull it out the bag. Right, some Mo Esports there. just holding on to the edges, right? Just lining themselves up on the cliffs. Could be quite a position to play off of. Oh, but here we go. Here we go. RUKH now looking to play the upset. It's going to be a 3v4 push. Fortunately for RUKH, this is MEA Esports taking a very wide spread. Thanks, Moise! Hensley with a nice bit of a cook. Ooh, 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 ooh. Rami instead. Is it going to be Chef Rami or Chef Hensley? Looking to step it up. Looking to pop it off with the nade. MEA Esports now having to deal with several threats coming in on multiple angles. Berlin going to be taking a little bit of a deeper dive. Looking to keep themselves just out of harm's way. Ooh, but that is the opener that RUKH now needs. Default. Rami. Pusher. Here they go. Getting ready for the action. Just strafing on the edges here. Oh, Pedro. Down they go. Default. There we have it. Now, this could be MEA Esports in so much danger, so much trouble. But Default needs to patch themselves up. Up goes the full stand here from Belicio. Look and see if they can find Pusher. Instead, they find the rest. The hits are there. Now it's going to be Hensley versus Pusher. The final showdown, at least towards the northern edge of zone. Who will make it out alive? Is it going to be RUKH Esports? Is it going to be Mo? Oh, the third party play is coming in there from QTEL. Arab Golden not going to be backing out of a golden opportunity. As they now sit up on 4 eliminations. Oh, there we have it. QTEL seals the fate for Hensley, and that is MEA Esports out in 6th place. With only 5 eliminations to their name. Now, Virtual Gaming Squad going to be swooping on in as well. Also looking for their share of the action. Perez. Foz. Let's see what approach they can take here. Opting for the utility, looking for a bit of reach. But are they going to find it? The answer is yes, as they do secure the finish. Onto QTEL, that is Arab Golden out in 5th with 5 elims. Now Berlin, oh, about to fall. Somehow managing to float with all that lead. Oh, but there we have it. Right, the final spray is in. Now it's going to be Nasser to get taken on down. Virtual Gaming Squad on an absolute rampage. Alongside RUKH. Between these two teams, we are sitting on 21 eliminations. Oh, yeah, but RUKH, they need to keep their eyes all over the place. As this could be Greedy, now looking to steal the show. They've got the numbers. They don't have the position yet, but they definitely do have the numbers. That is Fares getting taken on down. Yafaz now looking to hold steady. There's no apparent need really for Yafaz to start moving just yet. RUKH going to be waiting in anticipation to see what Greedy are going to be bringing to the table. It's Hemo taking that first plunge. Delharp and the rest yet to rotate forward. I see Desha, Delharp patiently waiting up north. Right, out comes the utility. This could be Greedy now looking to capitalize, looking to flex the numbers advantage they've got. All they gotta do is just isolate these few players, these final few, standing between them and a potential winner chicken dinner. Blackhand already found one. +18 found one. Greedy already with 1 chicken. And then, of course, we know, right? The world of battle. So Greedy, they stepped it up all the way back in Sanhok, showing that they can bring in the aggression when the needs be. Ooh, Delharp, you gotta watch out. Force though opens it up now for Greedy. Virtual Gaming not gonna go down without a fight. Ooh, also they're not gonna go down without double-digit elims. Force coming through with a very strong carry here. Let's see whether or not Pusher is going to be able to close it out. Quite a bit of reach coming through here from Delharp, but it's going to be Force stepping up with the DBS. Stopping the run there of RUKH Esports with 13 eliminations. Now it's Force versus the entirety or the remainder here of Greedy. Greedy only with 2 eliminations. Definitely showing a lot of self-discipline, but they got to find that last one as they lock in their second winner chicken dinner for the day. The first one coming through on Sanhok, the second now being secured right here on the very lovely Erangel. So what an exciting bit of action we've been looking at. Look at these stats. Ooh, I mean, only 3 eliminations to them, but a chicken dinner nonetheless. So very exciting stuff coming through here. The teams continuing to bring it in. Oh, yeah. And then unfortunately, right, I mean, RUKH, they look like they were on quite a bit of a rampage, but unfortunately, Greedy, you know, they were greedy for some chicken as they stepped up, they locked it in, they got the job done, and that's it. Well played to them. Of course, we are going to be taking a look at a few of the highlights as well, just to remind you of a few of the amazing plays that we saw coming through from this last match. So that is going to be coming up very, very soon. And then it's going to be time for leaderboards, right? To see exactly where our teams find themselves and just how impressive, well, these standings look, at least for the time being. In the meanwhile, here we go. Bam! Bam! There we go. There we go. Done and dusted. Beautiful highlights coming through there. Of course, right? An interesting day that we've had so far. We've had one particular team lock in quite a few points. We've got another team coming very, very close to that. And we'll be getting into the particulars in just a short, brief moment. But exciting to see, of course, you know, GREEDYFORKILLS stepping up with a double winner chicken dinner. I mean, that is very, very impressive that we had anything like that last season. No, last season, Greedy only had 1 chicken. This season, they step up, claiming 2. But let's take a look at these points. It is going to be RUKH Esports coming through on 18 points, 13 eliminations. Virtual Gaming Squad going to be picking up 11 elims for a grand total of 17 total points. Very, very exciting stuff. Of course, GREEDYFORKILLS walking away with 13. As that is all they got, right? They weren't exactly all too greedy for it, but you know what? They got the chicken. 2 of them at the end of the day. So you gotta love it. Looking at the lower end, it is gonna be Blackhand, +18, Special, and Wave. Waving goodbye to their points. So that is very, very unfortunate for them, but I guess it is what it is at the end of the day. You gotta give it up to the consistency, though. I mean, GREEDYFORKILLS last season, they got the winner chicken dinner on Sanhok. Today, they got the winner chicken dinner on Sanhok, and they got the winner chicken dinner on Erangel. So you gotta love these improvements the teams are bringing through, but that makes me very hopeful that we are going to be looking at a lot more of this coming through as we are going to be progressing through these days, right? As we know, this of course only being the first day, right? We still have 17 more days to go. Now we've played 5 matches, so we still have 91 matches left to go. There's going to be a lot that these teams are going to be cranking out over the next few days, the next few weeks of PUBG Mobile insanity that they're going to be bringing in. And of course, at the end, we're going to be seeing who's going to be making it through into those top 6 slots to get their slot into the MEA Championship, but also who's going to be crowned the victors of PMPL Africa for Fall 2023. In the meanwhile, let's take a look at our top performers across these past games. World of Battle picking up the first chicken for the season. Then, of course, it went over to the lovely, lovely side there. Oh, for match number 2, right? I mean, it's gotta be so nice. This +18 got it in. But the fattest chicken that we've seen today, definitely Black Hand all the way back on Miramar. But GREEDYFORKILLS nearly with a back-to-back winner chicken dinner. No, today is only 5. That's it, right? So every day of phase, right? So for the next 3 weeks, it's going to be 5 matches a day. Only once we get into finals and day 5, we're going to have 6, right? So end of phase, usually Sunday, right? Day 5, then we're going to have 6 matches because it's our usual 5 games, but we add a LVK on the bonus match, right? So that's going to be happening at the end of each phase. Of course, then once we get into finals, it's going to be 3 days of 6 matches all the way through 18 matches that these teams are going to have to fight through to have it all be decided. So, yes, for today, no. MVP time! It is going to be none other than Koa. No surprise there. 2259 coming through with regards to the damage. So yes, today only 5. Koa going to be picking up a glorious 10 eliminations. Duman. Once you see the MVP for the end of the day, that's how you know it's the end of the day, right? We've played our 5 matches. The teams had the opportunities to play their 4 games to get everything secured. So yes, for league stage, 5 matches. That's the important part to worry about. When it changes to 6, I'll tell you. Well in advance. Also, if you're curious, you can just look down in the message in the video description, right? Everything posted down below. You'll be able to see all of it right there. You'll see the map rotation and everything. In the meanwhile, let's take a look at our leaderboards. It is going to be the side of none other than the lovely Black Hand, holding on to that pole position. Of course, no change for them, but we do see Greedy jumping up 3 slots. We see Virtual Gaming Squad jumping up 9. RUKH also jumping up 9 slots into 4th. So very impressive. FALCONS White jumping up 1 into 5th. Woo! I mean, a very, very aggressive play coming through from 2nd to 5th place. Some pretty insane jumps on their end. And then, of course, if you take a look at the second page, it is going to be the players there from Clear Vision moving up 3 slots into 12th place. We got the Arab Golden team also then moving up all the way into 15th. A beautiful 2-slot jump coming through from their end. And then, are we going to look at that last bit, that last page, 17 to 20? No, but I can tell you exactly who we have there. We got the players from Smash Team in 17th on 12 points. We've got Superpower all the way in 18th with 9. Then we've got the players from Mo Esports, trading places with Castle Black, finding themselves now up into 8 points, all the way 19th. And then, of course, Castle Black going to be closing out the leaderboard with 4 points to their name. Now, that's essentially that, right? All our points being discussed. We've seen who our MVP for the day is, and I believe we are going to be signing off pretty soon as well. So be sure to join us back again as we head into the action tomorrow. For day number 2, we're going to have our lovely Miramar day coming in tomorrow. But until then, remember to stay fresh, to stay frosty, and we'll see you all back again later. Bye for now.